Greetings and welcome to episode 259 of the Words About Games podcast, the weekly news and culture discussion podcast for Words About Games. I'm your host, Amy K. Alexander, joined this week by N7 himself, Mr. Daffy Moody.
Howdy doodly dood, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else. It's Friday. You know what that means. Kind of.
Forget your lines.
Because it's E3 predictions, hype mode, everything else time, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else.
Just going to introduce my foxes before we. And joined by foxes.
It should go exactly like this, actually. Now, my biggest question, because it's the only question. Who gave Moody a ship? No, that was your worst mistake ever.
He's not
like,
wrong.
Like a crew, that's perfectly fine. You get him in a ship, no. Like he's gonna be like, ooh, what's that big round thing that's supposed to be the Mass Effect?
So you use these mass relays by flying straight into them, right? Yeah, totally.
Well, there is a DLC part of the game where you kind of throw something at one of them.
What's the worst that could
That
happen
might
if
have
I
been
break this?
What's the worst that could happen?
War crimes?
Find out over on twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames, where I'm playing the trilogy.
I'm the good guy. I couldn't do war crimes.
At all. Even if I needed to do it or not.
Foxes, you haven't been here for a while, so how are you?
I've been pretty good. I've been playing a lot of Apex. I'm almost actually rank 100 at this point, so I've been putting so much time into it lately.
Rookie numbers there, Amy. Rookie numbers. Those are compared to you and me.
The one game he's got a really, really high level in.
Oh yeah, what do you guys have in?
We played it for like 4 months straight.
Nice. Yeah, I've been putting my time in lately. I've been really, really, really enjoying it lately.
I have all the achievements.
Nice.
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's awesome, actually.
Wasn't actually hard to do. Kill a few people, buy a certain amount of characters.
I've been playing it so much that I haven't been doing so much arenas since that's like the newest thing. Like I only do those if I definitely have like a trio that we're all talking to. We're on the same Discord. I can't do it with like a random.
Yeah, like I only ever played it with Moody and Keith. Or Moody or Keith, because Geo's is a thing.
But all the other challenges for every weekly have been I've been working on week 5 now, week 6 or something like that. I'm currently working through it now. I don't know, something about it's just been clicking with me. It's something, I don't know, it's just been something different, something fun. Honestly, it's been kind of like filling the void of like the games that like I haven't really been like all too jazzed and or excited about, or if they've come out, like it's just kind of like meh, kind of like for what it is.
You sound like me and Amy last year.
No.
That was basically us. And everything. But no, Apex is a great game. We haven't played it this year. But yeah, it's a great game. But
now,
how's the new mode added? How's that?
Arenas, I like it actually. It's very competitive. Don't get me wrong. Like it's for the sweats. Like it's like if you like to be good in that game, arenas is where it's at. Don't get me wrong, you still get some sweats in regular battle royale, but like arenas is definitely the sweatiest mode that they have put out so far. And I played the winter holiday one for last season. I played the train one for whatever season was before that, and those were actually pretty fun. I mean, they were kind of like chaotic and just like faffing about, like for the most part. But this one's like very serious. Like, and to be honest with you, it kind of fits it in a way, like in this kind of weird sort of niche way, because it very much relies on your teamwork. And if you're good, like if you make your shots, you know how to use your characters and so on and so forth. But not a bad time, in my personal opinion. I haven't ran into too many toxic people, to be honest with you. It's been mostly actually pretty fun, fair fights. It's interesting because Apex is filling the PvP void for me that has been like, I just lost. But I did such a good job in it of like nailing my shots, downing one or two people, that the fights are just fun. They're good. They're fluid. Sometimes they last, sometimes they're quick. They're never the same bit. So it's always like a good just jumble of like a different like, oh, what different experience am I gonna have like with this next new fight or like little thing. I, I'll tell you what. One quick little story. Me and my friend recently, Prez, I'll give him a shout out. We play a lot of offline games together. Um, we like to do a lot of duos together. And one round we said, hey, let's go to fight night. We didn't drop there, but let's just go there and let's see if there's anything there. Hey, there's loot. All right, sweet, let's get in. As we're literally entering the fight, of course the announcer goes off. Someone has entered the ring, like whatever it may be. Not but 2 seconds later, we see two other people like roll up, like, let's stay in. Let's see if they actually want to fist fight. I mean, like, we could always just shoot our guns any other time, but let's see if they want to fist fight. They actually got in. We won that fight. A new team decides to come in and roll in. And actually, as my friend Prez is down, I downed another team in fight night. I can never ever have that experience in any other battle royale just because of the fact that it's just like I'm in a ring that I can't use guns. I have to use my fists and I have to be smarter than them and outplay them. And it was just like, I'll never get this anywhere else. Like it was a really nice feeling. So yeah, Apex has been pretty fun.
Talk to me about fists. You're on my Moody. Fists of Fury.
Oh yeah, she killed a few people with her fists.
Oh, damn right I did.
About it.
I was all about Fists of Fury at the beginning of a match. Like, oh, do you want to pick up this P2020? I'm good.
Yeah, I'm just gonna punch you.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Never see it
I'm gonna
coming,
slide,
motherfucker.
jump, punch. Yeah. Yep, it's been a good time. I haven't started Village yet. I've been hearing nothing but good things, and I know it's like one of those things like, what, you haven't played yet? But I've been waiting for my close friend Jinja to actually. She watched me play through all of Biohazard, or 7, I should say specifically. Or was Biohazard 7?
Yeah.
7. Yeah, it was. Yeah, 7. It was my first time I ever played it, and I was realizing that I literally was playing Biohazard all the way up until the release, up until Village, just a couple days ahead, and I was like, oh, I did this in a perfect time. So yeah, we're just waiting to have like a weekend together so I can actually get through Village. I'm excited because I've heard good things.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
For me, maybe I think it's just a quick recap on that game. We both basically just said it's the stupidest game out there, but it is damn fun.
Yeah.
It is darn fun. Ethan Winters is the stupidest character in the world, but God, you love him. you love that adorable headless guy.
Handless.
Handless, headless.
I saw that video of like someone breaking the camera and being able to look at his head and there's actually no
There's
head.
nothing
Like,
there.
what?
Which makes sense because he doesn't have a
Yeah.
brain.
It does make complete sense, yeah.
But we already did a Resident Evil Village podcast, so this is the Words About Games podcast. And in this week's episode, E3. I don't know, I wrote the stuff and I was like, do I need to say anything more?
E3.
E3's next week. So
Get in the game. Sorry.
E3, it's in the game.
It's in the advertisement.
Ironically, EA is not going to be participating in E3. There are timestamps in the description below the video on YouTube, and also wherever you get your audio podcasts. We're up on, I'm just going to look it up, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, a bunch of other places I've never heard of before. So, like, wherever you want to watch or listen to this podcast, you can do that, and it's great. And if you want to skip some shit, probably not going to be able to do it that well this week because most of this podcast is going to be the same thing. But hey, like hundreds of weeks where we've had really good timestamps, like you can forgive us for one. It's fine.
I just realized there's a question that I'm gonna have to ask after the podcast is done.
After the
That's hilarious.
podcast is done.
Mhm.
Oh, sexy.
Oh, hello. We've really embraced the weird. I don't know whether this is a
really
thing
have.
since the last time you were here or just in general, but we've really embraced weirdness as a
I think
concept
it's
on
the
this
murderous
podcast.
spree that Amy did against me that made me just snap and go crazy.
What did my camera do?
I finally did it.
Amy broke me.
But yeah, so we're going to start off with E3, and I wrote down the topic as predictions, hopes, dreams, and thoughts. Maybe not in that order. We'll see. So we all wrote down a bunch of E3 predictions, hopes, streams, thoughts, etc. But first, because luckily enough, finally something dropped before the podcast rather than during it or after it. We've got the dates of all the things that are happening. So I'm going to read them out to you guys now. On June 5th, we have Indie Live Expo, which is Japanese indie games. They did one last year. It was really good. And the first of 2 Guerrilla Collectives. On June 9th, there's a Battlefield reveal. On June 10th is the Summer Game Fest presentation, which is like the big thing that starts everything off. On the 11th, there's an IGN Expo and a something called Coke Primetime Gaming Stream. Not the soda, the company. June 12th. On June 12th, there's the second Guerrilla Directive, the Wholesome Direct, Ubisoft Forward, Devolver Digital, and a Gearbox press conference. On June 13th, it's the Xbox and Bethesda Showcase, the PC Gaming Show, the Future Game Show, Square Enix. They've got a proper name for it, but I didn't write it down. Warner Brothers Games, which is also going to include Back 4 Blood. Then on June 14th, there's this vague reference to indie games. So, you know.
Indie games.
Indie games. You'll also get Take-Two Interactive, Capcom, Bandai Namco, a Nintendo Direct, and the E3 Awards, which is the thing that's going to happen at the end of E3. There's going to be an awards show. But I imagine it's an actual awards show, not the Game Awards. Because, like, all the trailers and stuff that you would normally get at the Game Awards, it would seem a bit redundant after, like, 5 straight days of millions of game trailers. I don't know, like more game trailers would just be sink the entire ship.
I feel like that the whole Gearbox thing is for it's the obvious, like, hey, guess what? We're gonna tell you about the Borderlands movie because you're gamers.
Borderlands.
I mean, like,
who doesn't love a good
fun.
video game movie?
It's definitely their advertisement. It's like, we need to push this because guess what?
Yeah, Jeff Keighley was talking about like some of these aren't going to be like full on press conferences. Like, the Capcom and Bandai Namco stuff isn't like press conference stuff, so it's not going to be like the same. It's not going to be like the same sort of size or whatever as the Nintendo Direct or the. I was going to say Devolver Digital. Nothing is going to be like Devolver Digital. Or like the Xbox and Bethesda thing.
Right I remember that last year's was the first time I ever watched the bugger, and I was texting Amy during it. I was saying, what the fuck is this thing? And she just replied back, yeah, I know, right?
I saw, well, obviously not last year's, but 2019's, and then the year before that, and then obviously, because, you know, the continuation of 2019 was from 2018's, and it was just like, even as I was watching the 2018 one being like, the fuck is going on? And then the 2000 was like, I still don't know what the fuck is going on, but yeah, it's Devolver Digital.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think they know what's going on. They're just making the most fun, crazy ass. Sure, they can. For the heck of it. And in 9 times out of 10, to what I've seen, it's the funnest thing on during E3.
They just like making big jokes, and to be honest with you, it kind of works for them.
Go big or go home. The very first of all, the digital press conference started where she walked out and everybody was applauding for ages. And she's trying to get them to shut up, and then she fires the gun in the air. And I was like, I know exactly what I'm here for. Like, I'm here for this. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is just going to take the piss out of everybody else, isn't it?
And then when she just started to like just curse in front of everybody's face, I was like, oh, that's not a real audience. Never mind.
Clamp your jaw. Yeah, sure, there's an icon. So, like, does anyone have any, like, before we, like, get into the things, because we've all got lists, I'm assuming, does anyone have any general thoughts about the E3 season which is upon us? I'm glad it's shorter than 4 months. Like last year. That's it.
I think, in all honesty, one of the biggest things that I would like to see from, you know, this is the first one back, after COVID. Well, not, I guess, technically during COVID, but that it's. I'm hoping that maybe the games industry, and that whether it be Microsoft or whether it be Sony, whoever it may be, all kind of them in of themselves have learned something from all of this and actually can translate it into something a little bit more of a better medium, in all honesty. Because I remember a while back, Moody and I had a discussion about how like games industries and companies could easily just make a lot of the hands-on stuff a bit more just media friendly, whether it be through video or visual, or even just one-on-one interviews, and it's not just a bunch of people inside of a room. We all love the events, don't get me wrong, they're always really really big and nice things, but some things can be just cut down to just very personalized things of just showing the viewer. And to be honest with you, I do hope that they have somewhat streamlined and have a better somewhat system, because sometimes it could be a little, lack of a better term, a little bit of a kerfuffle. Some of it just kind of comes off as like, do we really need this? Like, let's be honest, do we really need another Just Dance? I mean, I realize how many fans we got out there, but nonetheless, do we really need 500 people on a stage just because we can put them all in,
But they're dancing.
bear costumes and dancing and whatever the fuck, and you got to pay all those people to do all that choreography, and it's just like, you could just videotape this.
And it's still on the Wii. That's the
Like,
Yep.
oh no, I like the Just Dance bits. I think they're really
They're
fun.
fun. I think, don't get me wrong, I think they're fun. I just don't know if it's worth like a stage.
But if you've got a stage, you might as well use it, right?
Yeah, but
I mean,
that's
they
money that
probably
you
won't
paid
have a
for.
stage this year because it's not at the LA Center.
But nonetheless, I do hope it's a bit more streamlined, like just
would-
in a broad term.
I think it will
general,
be just by necessity because of
Mm-hmm.
the fact that it's not a big. Not everyone like going to LA and all going in one place and doing these big stage presentations. I think it'll be streamlined just by design because it's going to be everyone's doing a Nintendo Direct this year.
Yeah. I hope they learn something from it and actually take something away from it positive, and like see how they can translate into the next ones.
I think even if it isn't the greatest thing of all time or anything like that, I think just having it all under basically a 2-week window, which it's like a 10-day thing, a full thing, is just going to be so much more easier for people. I feel for the journalists a little bit because they're going to be like, they're just going to be high throughout the next 10 days on caffeine. They ain't sleeping and they ain't doing now. Basically just typing up shit to get the articles out on time and everything. And be safe and be safe and everything like that to all of them. Take care of yourselves. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better. Just because it's going to be so close together, and we're going to be just like chill and chatting, like we've said, like we're going to be in the Discord chat, watching it live on together and everything like that, just chatting away, having hype moments, but also just having good conversations, just watching it, like we always do and everything. So I'm really happy. I think by the end of it, everyone's going to be knackered, who's like properly covering it and everything. But I think at the same time, we're all going to be like, it felt good just to have all of it under basically one umbrella.
Everybody's back together.
Yeah.
Right? It's like Avengers Assemble.
Basically, oh god, they're going to have that. They're going to show that. They're going to do that. They're going to show that. That's going to be the first opening thing. Right at the beginning. It's going to have Jeff Keighley's face on it. On Captain America. It's going to be like, Avengers! And then you're going to see all of them come out.
No, it's not. But yeah, they will show Avengers. Maybe Jeff Keighley will be the new character.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny, actually. Right? So.
Did you see Jeff Keighley in the MCU? Sorry, never mind. I'm not even gonna go down that road.
I could, yeah.
He wishes he was.
Yeah.
I could. Right? So, foxes. We've got lists of all the things we want to happen, we think might happen, we hope will happen, and we had fevered dreams about when we were having a nap earlier today. So why don't you kick us off with your first thing?
My actual first one?
I mean, whatever you want to go with first.
However you want.
Okay. So I'll get through like the ones that I do kind of want to see, and
one at a time. We're gonna rotate around.
Okay. My first one that we haven't got a lot of, but to be honest with you, I've been interested in ever since they dropped even their first little CG trailer, was Ghostwire Tokyo. I actually really want to see what's going on with that game right now and see if like development's been good or if like what kind of mechanics they want to show us. I think Ghostwire Tokyo could be a really interesting new different IP that I've actually have got a big interest in, to be honest with you.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it is a very interesting game. There's no doubt about that.
I like spooky things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a reference. If you know, you know. It's spooky. I can't do the other bit because I'm not standing up. Go on then, Rudy. What's your first thing?
Xbox Showcase will show at least a minimum of 50 games.
Including sizzle reels, I take it? Where they're like, pow, pow, pow,
Yeah,
pow.
right, basically, yeah. Yeah, they always like the Xbox Showcase is always basically because obviously they're promoting for the Game Pass and everything like that. It's literally quantity over quality and everything like that. And I'm not saying that they are all quality. It's always quantity.
Oh, you're such a PlayStation fanboy, honestly.
I know. I bleed blue, and everything like that.
Says the woman dressed in blue.
I know. And the man who has a Bulbasaur just there from Nintendo.
Oops.
But anyway, I think they're gonna go bold. They're gonna like show a lot of games. They're gonna go for it, and it's all gonna be like Game Pass, these dates or whatever, all coming to Game Pass or exclusive to Game Pass and everything. You're gonna be hitting Game Pass a lot on that day.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I could see 50. Like, it'd be big, but to be honest with you, yeah, I could see 50 plus.
If I remember right, the last time when we obviously did the last E3 one was they showed, I think, over 60 that day. So
I don't remember.
I'll not be surprised if they do fit over 50, at least a minimum of 50. Well, shit, it's gonna be fucking 49, isn't it?
And I'll be like, you were wrong. Ah!
I won.
The number's not important. My first one is that Elden Ring is going to return. It's going to be that. It's going to be out there. We can see what it is. Not just a concept of a thing written by George R. Martin.
He has a lot of R's.
Yeah.
So, just to give us a little short down, this is on the please show yourself for me. Like, please show Elden Ring again.
Before we started, I said my first one will be on your please. Please show yourself.
I have it on the list as well. That like about mine was just like Elden Ring, the leaked trailer that was leaked a few months ago is going to be shown the full thing and everything like that. But I've also put down, even though it won't hit this date or hit this year, it'll hit. I put down, they will say it's 2021, but it won't come out until 2022. We know this.
I've got 2022 in a brackets, but no, I put it first because I was like, this is a gimme. This is obvious. This is gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm right, and I'm usually right. So you can take that one at the bank. It's only further down the list where I start throwing wild cards out there. I'm Charlie jumping out of the van after cutting the brakes.
I'm holding back some more wild cards. So.
But yeah, that's my first one. Like, does it look good? Yeah, of course it does. Hopefully,
will it be a game I touch? Probably not. Will I be a game I watch Amy play? Hell yeah.
What's your next one?
Will she kick me out during that stream? Probably. Yes.
Out the window. Any Elden Ring thoughts, Foxes? I know you're a fan of games that hate you.
Actually, yeah, you're very, very true, and right. I was actually talking, calling back to my friend Prez again. I was actually having a discussion with him about how, as much as it's cool to hear that George R. Martin is kind of somewhat attached to this, I feel like that this is gonna be one of those things where it's like it's a lot of George R. Martin's writing and a little bit of his vision of how he would have certain properties for things, how they would look, why they are the way they are, so on and so forth. But I completely and utterly believe that the director is gonna just absolutely completely have every hands-on new mechanic, new like vision, the whole like whether you're understanding the story or not, and how you're taking it in. Whether you do or not, because that's how Dark Souls games likes to do it. Like they either like to feed it to you a little bit, or they like to just let you fucking figure it out. Doesn't matter. Either way. And to be honest with you, it's like my next extremely anticipated game at this point. Like it's that high up there for me, for sure.
It's up there.
Yeah.
My next most anticipated game isn't going to be at E3, so I'm sad. E3 is already terrible as far as I'm concerned.
I don't kind of expect my next one. Like it's not indie-ish now, because it's been making a headway into a lot of articles and so on and so forth. But I don't know if we'll see it at E3. Like it's kind of one of those hit or misses that it's not so hype for worldwide renown, but it does have a niche enough following that like people will be like, yes, that kind of sort of thing. So we'll see, but I'll talk about that when I get to it.
Well, what's your next one?
My next one, actually, ever since I yet again another trailer, I was just infatuated because they said one thing that you can do in this video game was you can be a fucking cat, and I'm looking towards Stray. I'm excited about playing Stray. Like seriously though, I'm like, I get to be a cat? Yes, let me do this.
I'm in. Game of the year.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yep.
Console seller.
Yep.
Yeah. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Cats are the best. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at a picture of it right now. Cat has a backpack.
That's the one that I can't see that being there. I think Sony are going to be the ones who market that whenever they do their thing, which I think people
sometime in the future. It's a weird one because we don't know what Sony's going to do, etc., etc.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of indie showcases.
Mm-hmm.
Like for things like this to turn up at. Like I didn't write anything down about it. I'll be honest, I didn't put anything down about any PlayStation stuff.
Yeah, I'm basically
the
same for the most part.
But at the same time, I could see a game like Stray just like popping up at like the Wholesome Direct or like one of the Guerrilla Collectives, just because it's an indie game. It's also coming to PC, so.
I was thinking maybe we might see it at the PC game show if they do that.
The PC gaming show's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Like over the years, like it was actually really good last year.
I enjoyed the last 2 months, to be honest with you. I actually they like to mess around with their audience, make like lewd jokes and have innuendos and like just but
it's
also
dumb.
Just feed you games.
But
and it's
good.
Dumb, and I love it. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Well, the first one was just dull and long. It was like 3 hours long, and nobody knew it was going to be 3 hours long. And then they were like, "Yeah, it's just going to keep going."
It was the one where they were just sitting at the desks and they were just talking and talking and talking, right?
It was the one where during the middle of it, 2 journalists who were in the audience started a I think it was a GoFundMe or like whatever GoFundMe or an Indiegogo or something to like please let this end.
That's amazing.
While they were in the audience. But yeah, it's a lot better. So like I could see games like that turning up at other places. Moody, what's your second thing?
I think we will get announced a new Monster Hunter game. Maybe the sequel to World, possibly.
They just released Rise so soon.
I think they've already got that new one, but getting ready to come out for the next gen consoles. I think they were getting ready.
Oh, you mean Rise coming to? Okay.
No, I don't think it'll be Rise. I think it's going to be like Monster Hunter World, a sequel or something like that, or just a new game in general, going to be on Xbox and the PlayStation 5.
So I don't want to necessarily burst your bubble, but they have come talk about that they're not finished with Rise and they're actually still doing stuff with it, and that they're actually going to add more to it. And
but that's on Nintendo. Doesn't mean they won't announce something for the new next gen consoles.
True, but Nintendo's not doing Rise. The same group that did World is doing Rise and is currently working still on Rise. Because they've only got, I think, up until Monster Hunter rank 7 or 9 or something like that, and they've talked about how they're actually going to have like more ranks, there are more monsters, more I think they're even adding another part of the campaign onto it. So I'd be surprised. But maybe. Hey, it's still a maybe. Yeah, for sure.
I agree with both of you? Is that weird? That's weird, isn't it?
I think there's a chance we could.
I think the one that
it's
comes to PlayStation
Maybe.
and Xbox won't be Monster Hunter Rise because that would be weird. Given that like those two consoles are slightly more powerful than the Switch, but like I don't know if we'll see something at this E3 because I don't think they want to step on Rise's toes. Like because there was just a Monster Hunter stream last week, I think, where they were talking about the stuff coming to Rise, 3.0, the big 3.0 update. But I'd be down. I can have two Monster Hunter games on the go at once. I'm
Have you
in.
got Rise? Have you got Rise yet for Switch boxes?
Oh, I don't want to Switch.
I thought you did.
No, but no, it's okay. I'm highly anticipating waiting for this one to come to PC. Like in all honesty, like I'm just waiting at this point because they've already come out to say that like basically once they finish all of it, they do want to release it to the rest of the platforms. Now, whether they are working on another game and actually instead do that and release it to other platforms, I could actually, you know what? I could say one thing to add a note to that. I could see them probably be working on another game and then them release that and be like, look, we said that we were thinking about Rise, but this is what we're doing instead. And to be honest with you, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that.
Made for the next gen consoles with all the SSDs and 60 frames a second and
Yeah.
look at all the hair and trees. I don't know what makes a next gen game. I like indie games. My second one, I saw the Square Enix announcement today, and I saw the headline act was going to be Eidos Montreal, and my heart said Deus Ex, but my heart's stupid, and they're going to announce that Guardians of the Galaxy game.
I forgot all about that.
I didn't. I mean, I really want Deus Ex. Like, so badly. Like, over a Guardians of the Galaxy game. But, you know,
Yeah.
I'm taking two, and then I'm putting them together. And I'm like, this is what's going to happen.
I mean, to be fair, if they don't treat it like the Avengers game, which, you know, it's a separate, different title, but like, if they don't treat it like that and actually make it like a full-fledged game, whether it has DLC or microtransactions or not, like,
I think it'll be
Yeah,
a campaign
I could
game.
get behind it.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
they're gonna want. It might be a co-op game because I see there's 5 of them, but I don't think they're gonna make it like an Avengers type game, because they don't want like, especially from the same company, they don't want to publish 2 of the same type of game, especially when the first one's more or less dead at this point. Which puts Guardians of the Galaxy in the hilarious position of it's probably going to get more play at E3 than Avengers, and also people are going to probably like it more than Avengers, which I find really funny.
Probably. Yeah, it's probably going to be, no doubt about it. I completely forgot that they were doing a Guardians game.
It's like a steel trap
Um,
for video games, nothing else.
something like that, so that'll be funny.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be good. It'll be a bit. I think Marvel's going to have a big presence just across E3 in general. Like, I think there's going to be this, and there'll be Avengers at the Square Enix thing, and I think there'll be some other Marvel games that we don't know about that get announced. I think you'll see at least 1 or 2 others where it's just like, oh, this is like that. Like when the Switch had Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I think there'll just be other games where it's just like, this is a completely different type of Marvel game with the Fantastic Four or whatever. Here's a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. game, you know, something like that. Cool, yeah. Foxes. I'm gonna write down the order because I keep forgetting who's going when.
It's an indie one, but to be honest with you, I
approve.
saw it's a it's a visual style, and it kind of resonated with like a really interesting kind of experience. Sable. It's another Raw Fury game. I want this game to actually be shown off more because, to be honest with you, the very little that we did get was gorgeous. But at the same time, it didn't really like. If it's another Journey, like, okay, that's perfectly fine. Like, there's not gonna be a lot of mechanics. You just go. Like, that's fine because it does state itself as just an adventure game.
Oh.
But nonetheless, I do want this game to actually be somewhat of an actual game because this game is gorgeous. Like, in all honesty, I mean, sure, take me along for an experience, but at the same time, you caught my attention because it's like it reminds me of being on. I mean, I'm gonna bring it back to Star Wars again. It reminds me of being on Tatooine and fucking having a speeder and kind of being somewhat of a nomad. And to be honest with you, I was like, yeah, you've already caught my attention. Yes, please. Like, could you give me this as a game? Like, what do I get to do as that person? As the nomad. But yeah, I'm interested. Sable.
Sable. I type everybody who's listening and watching, type Sable into Google right now.
No.
Do it.
Don't even go. Don't
Do
fall
it.
for it.
Do it.
Sable.
Sable. I mean, you guys don't have to. I had a nice surprise
Oh,
when I did
I know
it.
what it is. I did. Yeah, when I did, I was like, oh yeah.
Don't
makes
add
sense.
game to the end of it. Just type Sable.
Yep. It's adorable. To be
It's
fair.
adorable. It's so cute. Oh my god. The game's supposed to be coming to Game Pass for day and date for whenever it releases. So I expect it to be an Xbox thing. I expect to
You think
see
it'll
it
be this
because
year?
it's supposed to be coming out this year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people did the same thing you did and just went, "Wow, that looks amazing!" Like from it's the Cuphead situation. Like when there was like 3 seconds of Cuphead and a scissor reel, and everybody went, "What was that?"
Yeah. It was like, that look good. Can I
Wait
see
a
more,
minute.
please?
And then that became a big Xbox thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now I'm looking at it. I'm looking at the game now, so I'm trying to remember it. Yeah,
It was
yeah,
it was a couple of years ago, but I remember having
They
that
showed
reaction.
very little of it.
Yeah, of just
so
being
yeah,
like, "What
I
was that?"
completely understand why you forget.
What was that? And then like it's in my head, like the game's in my head, like I'm like keeping an eye out for it.
Google up so I can remind myself of some games.
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm googling stuff all the time as we're
Yeah,
recording.
yeah.
What's your next thing, Moody?
Let's go, motherfucker! Dino Crisis Remake is coming. Capcom are doing it. They're bringing it back. You're going to fight dinosaurs. You're going to be fighting the T-Rexes. You're going to be fighting the Raptors, and you're going to be saving the world from Dr. Kirk. I remember that name. I think that's the Doctor in that game. Anyway, yes, you're gonna have it. It's coming. It's not gonna get announced at all because Capcom fucking hate me because they're gonna stick to another announcement which I'll talk about later. But yes, that is what I'm saying. That is my one. That's everyone knows. That's my hype moment. That's what I want to see. Everyone's walked off. Amy looks like she's completely ignoring me. Fox is just fucked off. Basically, probably go and get a haircut or something, or shave his beard. Who knows?
Is he done yet?
He's almost done.
Okay.
The lipstick is like at the bottom of my orange juice. It's weird.
That's kind of amazing. Although to be fair, I really like the color of your lipstick.
It's just a little bit blue now at the bottom of my orange juice.
This is a much more interesting conversation than talking about Dino.
Well, you know what? My parents.
I'm sorry, Moody. I'm just fucking with you.
My parents always used to say, if you've got nothing nice to say.
How about you don't yuck on my yum? How about you just don't yuck on my yum?
I'm sorry.
You're right.
I changed.
Don't yuck on my yum here.
I let
Don't
you.
be disgruntled. I haven't disgruntled you guys or anything like that. I've supported you.
I let you
I've
talk.
been all hypeful, and yet you're yucking on my yum, and that's all you're doing, and that's all you want to do. Because I know this game ain't happening, but I still want to get hyped for the fucker. I'm still gonna scream it to the heavens, and yet both of you just want to yuck on my yum. Well, fudge both of yous.
I'll let you talk. And then said nothing about Dino Crisis. Like, how am I yucking on you? Hey.
I do hope a Dino Crisis game actually does come out. I think it'd be
It'd be
fun and
amazing.
really cool.
I'd love it.
It'd be pretty amazing actually. Like legitimately.
Oh my
like,
god,
actually.
it would look. It'd be the most sexiest game ever in the new RE engine.
That RE engine, those dinosaurs. Capcom's ability to create thirst traps.
Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm sure
Amy's thinking, how can they turn a sexy dinosaur into a 9-foot tall woman with big boobies?
9-foot tall, sexy dinosaur. I'm in.
With Titanic tatars.
You assume I don't think dinosaurs are sexy anyway. And that's dangerous. Bold. It's very bold.
I got
a little bit.
anything, Amy, when it comes to you.
It's a good call.
So with RE2, when they took a little bit of liberty with it and decided to do a little bit, just a little bit different. The same thing that a little bit what you knew, but just add some ingenuity and some twist on it. I hope that they actually legitimately, if they bring out a Dino Crisis game, they don't just remake it just because of the fact that, like, yeah, we can remake Dino Crisis. They throw everything at it, like just a whole wide world of a new kind of, I mean, the same kind of feeling that Dino Crisis gives you, which is a horror dinosaur game, but at the same time, while also being like, hey, look at that weird six-legged fucking raptor with, like, a split jaw or some shit, whatever. You'd be like, what did you just say to me? Like one of those moments, it's like, it's so freakish that it's just like, it actually scares you. Like, I think that'd be actually a pretty cool idea in a game, to be honest with you. Like, just throwing everything at it because the engine can do it. Why not?
The final Jurassic Park is next year. It could be the perfect thing to go with it.
You're not wrong.
Appetizer.
You're not wrong.
They can throw DLC in and everything, skins, the whole shebang.
Amy, I'm trying my best, okay? I'm sorry.
See, she's looking on my yum again, ladies and gentlemen.
So I think there's going to be a big focus on Halo Infinite's multiplayer at the Xbox and Bethesda showcase.
You think so?
Because it's going to be free, like not just like part of Game Pass or whatever. It's like, it's legitimately like the multiplayer component of Halo Infinite is going to be free to play for everybody, especially now that you don't have to have gold to play it. So anything free on Xbox. So like, I think that's going to be the big focus for what, because we all know Halo is going to be like the headliner for Xbox. And I think that's where, I think there'll be like a trailer or something, but I think the focus of the event will probably be on the multiplayer. And I think they're going to announce a beta too. They'll be like, hey, everybody can play sometime. Check it out. Because like they've had I always forget this until I really think about it, but they've had a lot of, like, Halo's had a lot of betas. like all the Halos have always had betas for ages. I remember buying Halo ODST purely so I could play Halo Reach in beta. So I think that's going to be the thing that is going to take up like the most of the Halo space.
Halo Infinite multiplayer was on my list. That like they've already. I mean, sure, wasn't the greatest gameplay look that we got from the single player, but they're
That was
obviously
fine.
gonna want to. I mean, yeah, like.
And then everybody paused the video and was like, "Oh, see, it looks bad." It was like, yeah, when you pause it.
I meant to play it pause.
How
would you play that game?
I think they come out swinging with like a multiplayer to show like all the different new mechanics, all the whether there's new abilities or not, maybe different guns, like whatever it may be, and then show how it works in a competitive arena scene, like whatever it may be, and still can flourish. Because let's be honest with you, while 5 wasn't received as all the single player games favorites, and to me personally it wasn't either, multiplayer, it still rules. Like, it's still like one of the best multiplayers for Halo out there. Like, pros love the fuck out of that game. Like,
I mean,
like,
Halo
this is
5,
the one that we like,
Halo 5's multiplayer was good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the what it was called, the big team battle thing with the way you could spend the points on the stuff.
I did too. It finally gave me like kind of like a Halo-ish feel, but somewhat Battlefield. But
I mean, as someone who didn't like Halo 4's multiplayer at all.
Yeah. Oh god.
Like, I skip. I don't play it. I uncheck the box when I'm playing Master Chief Collection. Like, I'm not doing this. Warzone. Was it called Warzone?
I think so, actually. Something like that. Battlezone? No. Or yeah, I think you might be right.
I think obviously Halo's going to be Halo and another game's going to be the big push from Microsoft this E3. I think Halo will open it. I think Halo will start the conference and everything like that. If there was confidence that they're hoping they're going to be, that we're hoping they're going to be, and everything like that, that it's basically they're going to come out guns blazing with Halo when they show this, and I think it's going to be the thing. Open it. It's going to be a big giant explosion of like showing a bit of the story, showing the whole new things and everything like that. And then going deep dive in probably, maybe not a deep dive, but talking a good amount about the multiplayer and everything like that, saying Halo fans love the multiplayer, blah, and everything. And I think, they'll go full deep dive on that, I think. Halo's their
Yeah.
fall game. There's no doubt about that. It's probably coming in November as well. I think they're going to drop it as close as to the anniversary to the original, is it? Or the third one or whatever. Yeah,
The
they're
original.
close to the original as they can. So,
Oh, it's
and this ain't gonna get delayed.
it's not sinking in yet that we're gonna get that I'm gonna be able to play a new Halo this year. It still hasn't sunk in. I think it's gonna sink in at some time during like watching their E3 thing, and then I'm just gonna be like, I'm done for the rest of the day. I'm gonna be like, I don't care what else is on. Like Halo, I'm Halo now.
Hopefully it's cool. We can all play it together.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
Yeah. The 4 and 5 was co-op. Well, actually, no, 3,
4, and 5 were all co-op.
all
Well,
been
1 and
co-op,
2
yeah.
was split screen co-op. They don't
Yeah.
two player.
That's true, that's true.
And then it was 4 player from 3 onwards.
Yeah. To be honest with you, I mean, the fact that they've been pushing so much of like connectivity between the different platforms. Yeah, I hope that
Probably
like,
crossplay.
us three can. Yeah, I hope that us three actually can play together. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there'll be
Legitimately.
full crossplay and everything. Yeah, like I'll be.
You think so?
Team Foxes
Yeah.
will be able to play on our PCs if we wanted to. Amy, if you have the new
I've got my
by then.
Xbox, and Keith will have his
Yeah.
Xbox as well. I
Yeah.
can't leave Keith out of. I've played every Halo game with Keith.
Oh,
I
yeah,
can't.
you
I can't leave
Keith
Keith out of
whatsoever.
this. Yeah, cool. But that's my thing. Like I'm looking at the time, and it's like I've done 3. I've still got 20.
Yeah, you also have stories in it. That's the thing about when I saw you put stories. I was thinking we've got like over 20 announced things that.
Yeah, because there's news, Moody. It's a fucking news podcast, all right? There's news.
So how long can you be here for, Foxes?
I'm good.
You
I've got a
just
while.
watch. This podcast is going to come in at the 2-hour mark. You just fucking watch me, Moody. Foxes, what's your next one?
This next one, in all honesty, I've still got so much hype around this game because they literally the first time they ever showed this game, they just did gameplay and they were just like, just keep watching. We're gonna show you this whole clip that is nothing but 12 minutes long, because that's the name of the fucking game. 12 minutes. And to be honest with you, I'm still hyped about this game. A puzzle game that's surrounded by murder and time like travel and like doing different stuff to like
Daisy Ridley.
yeah,
James
like pretty much
McAvoy,
yeah.
Daisy
it was
Ridley.
just like yeah.
James
I was-
McAvoy.
Yeah,
I like
I
Daisy
was
Ridley.
seriously
like
excited
Daisy
about
Ridley,
this game.
I feel like we're forgetting another name in that.
Yeah, there's 3 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 12 minutes is one of my most hyped games of the year. Me and you talked about it when we did our like most anticipated games for 2021, and I was like, this fucking game, man. I can't wait.
Willem Dafoe.
Because of the fact that like they just want to like they're like, hey, we're actually going to make a game about choice. It's like, wait, really? And then they show you. I was like, oh, you're not kidding. Okay, thank you. I want to see how games do this now, you know?
I'll go one step further. I'll add into my
I know what
thing
he's
on
gonna
the
say.
12 minutes as well.
Say the thing.
I'll also throw in Psychonauts 2 on this as well. I think they'll show that, and I think they'll say it's released after the show in Game Pass. I think they'll drop both of them the same day after the showcase.
Interesting.
Or the next day or whatever. We'll see.
Moody, if that actually happens, I'll be busy the next day. Sorry.
That's fine.
You'll be on your own.
I don't think what's on.
I'll be busy. I won't be available.
So how about-
the PC game showcase? Do you think I was going to watch that?
You're a
If,
PC gamer. Yes, I think you're going to be watching that.
I wasn't intending to.
It's okay. I'll watch it for both of you.
Honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
12 minutes is it's just one of those things that's just like, I want to see what you got, game. I really do. You just seem so interesting, you know?
They showed up by Kind of Funny at first, and then after the Kind of Funny thing, Microsoft got involved, and they went, "Hey, you want money? You want to develop this game more?" Basically,
You want Daisy Ridley in your game?
Yeah, you want Willem Dafoe and James McAvoy? I said, "Wait, what?" Yeah, yes, please. Can Willem Dafoe just act like the Green Goblin? Yes, please.
Next thing, Ian McKellen and fucking James or Patrick Stewart, then it's just gonna be like, are we making this a multi-million-dollar game that's about
That's-
12 minutes? Yes, we are.
That's 12 minutes season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your next one, Moody?
No, I'll count my 12 minutes in
Oh
parallel.
yeah, you haven't got as many as we have you?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool. I'm gonna rain on some parades here now, because I think Metroid Prime 4 is gonna be a thing at the
Oh,
Nintendo
Metroid
Direct.
Prime 4. Yeah, that's fair.
Metroid Prime 4 is just not gonna be a no-show. Like, everyone's gonna be
You don't
like,
even
I
think
can't wait to
Ford
see
would do
it,
a
and I'm
full
gonna be
teaser?
like, nope, nothing.
I
You
have
don't
it
even think-
down. I have it down, but mine is literally like it's shown / mentioned, like they did last time. Here we're still making this game. We give it to the original developers. Give us time.
The only place that Metroid Prime 4 is going to be mentioned at E3 is in the comment section. Or in chat. That's it. And it brings me no joy to say this, but you know what? If I'm making predictions, there's one. Like, that's what I predict a thing. If you're a Nintendo fan and you're like, you want me to die, like, stick around. I've got some good Nintendo predictions, but they're further down because that's where I keep my more hype stuff. Foxes, what's your next one?
So this one, I'm pretty sure we haven't got any gameplay of, and I would actually like to see gameplay of it because it's been in the pipeline and talked about for so long. I mean, years, ever since the Hobbit video game came out. Gollum. In all honesty, I actually do want to see more actual gameplay of it, of like what you do in Gollum, because it's a stealth game, you know, and yet you.
I hope so.
They talk about how there's deception that's a part of it, and how that you're gonna have choice and so on and so forth. And I'm like, okay, you have my interest, because, to be honest with you, yeah, like that type of game has been, like I said, has been talked about for so long, especially at like the Hobbit game that came out in like PlayStation 2, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. They were like, okay, you're gonna make a Hobbit or a Gollum game now, since you made a Hobbit game. And it's just like, never did until now. So yeah, I like to see what this game actually plays like.
Cool. I know it exists. Gollum's
Yeah.
got hair in this screenshots, which is like that's my only thought on the game.
That and it's one of the few like fantasy lores that actually I still somewhat enjoy, like the Lord of the Rings lore. And I'm
Lord
like,
of the
yeah,
Rings lore is good.
You're still keeping me, intertwined, which I do appreciate.
Like, we've had good Lord of the Rings games over the past half decade. So
Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, yeah, both really good games. My personal opinion.
I agree. Well, more or less. Yeah. Moody?
Square Enix will show off at least 3 Final Fantasy games.
Wow.
Well, you do yours. I've got something written down that's pretty close to what you just said. But you show your work and I'll jump on yours.
I'm just saying 3 Final Fantasy games.
So you
I'm not being
even mean they could be a
specific
chibi
whatsoever.
game or something like that too, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could be a mobile game for all I care. It's a game.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Yeah,
Nah.
that's
I
what you mean
said at least 3 mobile games. If you want me to
At
be
least 3
specific-
mobile games.
if you want me to be specific, I think it will be that Final Fantasy Souls games, Origins or whatever that was rumored a couple of weeks ago that we talked about, me and Amy. Oh, Fox, this is like, wait, what?
I have not heard about this.
Wait 2 minutes because I'm going to talk
Wait
about
2
that.
minutes, yeah.
Okay.
I think they will show a little bit more Final Fantasy, the new Final Fantasy 16, is it?
Yes.
And I think they will finally reveal Part 2 of Final Fantasy 7.
Oh.
So I said in mine that there would be 2 big Final Fantasy blowouts. I'm not counting fucking mobile games or whatever, because I know there's mobile games and there's the Battle Royale just came out on phones and shit. Whatever, I don't care about those. Like, there'll be 2 big ones. One is 16. Oh, I think that'll be the big push. The other one is Origin, which we talked about last week?
Yeah, last week, yeah.
So for Foxes and everybody else who doesn't know, who might not know what this is, a Final Fantasy Origin is heavily rumored and at this point basically confirmed to be a Souls-like Final Fantasy game made by Koei Tecmo, the same team that made the Neo games. set in the world of the very first Final Fantasy. That was my reaction.
Watching the video, ladies and gentlemen, or just listening to the audio. Watch the video just for Fox's reaction when Amy
You just said
said
Koei Tecmo, fucking Dark Souls like, and Final Fantasy.
Did.
I think
I
Fox
might
is
need to go
literally-
change my pants.
Yeah, I think I was gonna say you kind of.
That's why I'm wearing a skirt.
bit there.
Yep, all of those
Oh.
things. So that's the second one. I think Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, if it's there at all, it'll be like the quickest of teasers. Which is why I said
still
two
need
big
to play
ones.
the first one.
It's very,
I've heard
very,
nothing but good things,
very
but
good.
I need to play the first one. I really fucking do. Because, like, I've even gone so far as every time I've had a conversation with someone about, oh, have you played the new, Final Fantasy? It's like, no, I haven't. And they're like, oh, it's changed. I'm like, I know. Don't tell me. I don't know what that change is. I still don't. To this day, I don't know what anything about any new changes.
Like if you've played the first one, you'll dig it, and it plays around with you. But I don't want to say anymore. Other than you should definitely play it. It's an excellent game. I think it was like my top 3 games of the last year.
Yeah, I really do need to play it, to be honest with you.
But
I mean, if you actually play it, how much time you get out of it? Like what? Some like 30
30
hours.
30 hours. Yeah, give
30,
it
yeah.
30 hours.
That's
Like,
fair.
it's not. Yeah, they took like the first 4 hours of Final Fantasy VII and made a 30-hour game out of it. It works as well. Yep. So that was my.
gorgeous.
That was
One
me.
of the most stunning games I saw that year. That's for sure.
yeah.
Sorry.
That was me bolting my thing on your thing
Yeah.
because I think we had a very similar thing there.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to seeing both. Like Final Fantasy 16 looks dope. Final Fantasy Origin sounds like someone drew a Venn diagram of like all these different things, and then in the middle is my face. And they went, "We're gonna make a game for you."
They haven't talked about what the source material or like the plot will be. I take it about
No.
around Origin. Yeah.
No, it's not it wasn't announced or anything. It was like a rumor leak that was confirmed by a bunch of outlets and journalists.
Honestly, hell yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'll do my next. I want to do my next one because I've got more than Moody. And also it won't take long.
More on, just so you know, I'm up to 23 now.
All right. Well, I don't have more than Moody, but it won't take long to get through this one. I think Dead Island 2 is gonna come back.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, under which developer though?
I have no idea, but I know that the publishers they're going to be doing their own showcase. It's the Coke.
Interesting.
It's Deep Silver, so it's the Coke. What did I call it?
Yeah.
The switch tabs Coke Primetime Gaming stream, and I think Dead Island 2. They're going to be like, look, it's alive. I don't remember who's developing it at this point, but it's alive.
I won't lie, I bet PlayStation don't remember either.
I
They
played
will
this
whatsoever.
game. Like, I played a demo of this game at EGX once.
Oh god.
Someone's gonna still say it's still Techland. No, it's not.
That's the other one. That's coming out in
Yeah.
December. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I think that's coming. I think we're gonna see that again. It'll be like a similar thing. Like it'll be a cool trailer, like the other two Dead Islands have had cool trailers. Well, like this game has had a cool trailer, but obviously it's been like 6 years. So.
I do hope that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think some things will probably definitely change and transition, or like how we're gonna view it, or whatever it may be. But I do hope, because what it seemed like, because I never got to play it, and I only ever saw the only gameplays from the people who played the demo. I hope that Dead Island 2 stays its like kind of wacky, quirky, weird side, because Dying Light right now is taking its very gritty, like trying to make choices, very, I don't want to call it realistic because it's not, but at the same time it's like it's like the hardcore gritty action, like
There's
people's lives in your hands sort of thing,
Yeah, there's enough Walking Deads in terms of like zombie video games. There's not enough Shaun of the Deads.
No, and I completely agree. And I hope if Dead Island 2 does that, is back around, that it does do that. Like, it's just like, you can sling, like, electric tires at people just because, whatever the fuck.
I used to play the big guy in Dead
craziness.
Island who used to knock the guy over, and then you could do that thing where you jumped on their heads.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Dead Island was an underrated game because it was fun.
I actually recently, well, not recently. I'd say it was probably about 2 months ago. I tried to play it again because my friends, a couple of my friends had never played it, and I was like, this is such a crazy game, and it's still actually kind of fun.
It's a fun co-op game.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a good fun co-op game. Foxes, what's your next?
I don't know if we'll see gameplay of this, but I just want to see it back again so that way it's not completely in hiding. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. When we saw that CG trailer, I was like, this could be a really fun game if they actually like just go balls to the wall with it. Just say, fuck it, let's do whatever the fuck we want because it's comic book characters and we can just do it. And I'm like, yeah, let's please, yes, this is the kind of stuff that I'm looking for. Like, just if you really are gonna kill the Justice League, yeah, let's do it. My shit keeps resetting.
Play
and
that
it's kind of
game
annoying.
until 2023.
I don't
yeah,
know,
probably
but
not.
you know they might show something. Maybe they've got their own thing.
CGI trailer, I think.
Yeah, but the first CGI trailer was one of the few things. See, right, I have this problem. Like, I get so many trailers and gameplay things beamed directly into my brain that I forget most of them. Like, I forget most of them because they're just whatever. But like, I remember the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League trailer from last year. Like, I'm picturing it right now and remembering all the dialogue. So who are we killing? And it's just Superman.
And then he shows up and he
Yeah.
kills someone. I was like,
Hey, it's Superman!
Yes!
He just saved that
"That's
pilot.
awesome." Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good trailer.
I thought the trailer was alright, personally, but yeah. I hope it's there. Like I say, that'll be like. I think a lot of people like this is either going to be a very quiet E3, which probably won't be, or it'll be like a lot of places people saying, "We have games. This is what we're coming. See you in 2023 or 2024 for these games to come out and everything like that." But either way, I think it's gonna be a fun time. I think it's gonna be really fun.
What's next, Moody?
Uplay joins Xbox Game Pass.
On
I think,
yeah.
I think with EA joining and everything like that, I think they want to. I think Microsoft and Ubisoft would have been talking, and I think Uplay will join Xbox Game Pass, just to prove once again that this is the best value in gaming, and everything like that.
So I'm gonna counter you only for one thing. Do you think that Steam would decide to?
No.
No. Why
Join
EA
Game
did it.
Pass?
No, not join Game Pass. I mean, like, go to Steam versus actually going to Game Pass because.
I thought you meant Steam joining Game Pass. That's why.
No. Steam would never.
Thinking,
No.
What? Really? No.
No. About Uplay maybe being bought by Steam instead. I mean, like, I would like for them to go to Game Pass because, to be honest with you, Uplay's got a wide enough catalog that like it could easily just fit some different niches that people have been like looking for certain games, like, in Game Pass. Which, to be honest, there's a lot already there. But you think they get bought out by Steam instead, or not bought out?
Well,
partnered
China.
too.
Yeah.
No.
But partnered.
No, I think Game Pass is on more things than Steam is. So that's why I think they'll go to Game Pass for me personally. But yeah, it'll just be like one of those things. It's like it was for EA, like the announcement when they announced the year, like EA is the best company or anything, or Ubisoft isn't the best company right now and everything. But they throw out games that millions of people play and everything like that. And if Xbox can say it's on Game Pass, that'll be a get. And I think that'll be one of the biggest things. If it is announced, will be one of the biggest things to come out.
I think on a PC side of things, Ubisoft are pretty much partnered with Epic at the moment as well. Just to bring it back to the Steam thing.
Yeah, true.
So
I don't think it's so. Then it probably won't be on.
Won't be on
PC. It'll just be on the consoles.
Oh no, that would be interesting to see how that worked.
Yeah, true.
If it happened. My next one. It's a silly one. I've got some silly ones mixed in here. Devolver Digital's presentation will, as always, be the best thing to happen all year.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah, sure.
I have something for Devolver Digital as well. Mine is Devolver Digital will announce another E3 game that you can play in the venue.
A sequel.
Yeah, a sequel to the game that they
I
announced
played
last
that,
year.
and
You did. You said it was all right.
It was all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
I liked going into the Fall Guys booth and you can knock all the Fall Guys over.
Yeah, I think they'll have something like that. I think it'll be like their last one more thing.
The thing about
You can't
Devolver
go to
is
E3 physically, but we'll take you there again. But it won't be fighting zombies. It'll be something I don't know.
it was robots last year, so
Yeah.
I could actually see them doing more man-eater stuff too, just because. Or wait, no, was that PC?
that was someone else.
Yeah.
It escapes me. It wasn't him. No, I like the thing about Devolver is their press conferences or whatever they call them are so fucking good. Like, but they actually have loads of really cool games, and it's like kind of funny when it's just like, tell me I remember any of the games from any of the Devolver press conferences. And the answer is, of course I fucking don't. Have you seen this shit?
I remember
She was
what
just
it?
sword
I think
fighting.
Yeah. What was it? 2019, Ruiner had came out. It was like one of the more popular top-down, like hardcore shooters, and like they showed like a few seconds of it.
They
and
showed
were
the
just like,
same
yeah.
trailer that from like last year.
And
Yeah.
it's like, all right, you already fucking know. Just go get it. Just like,
Like,
thank you,
this
yes!
isn't the point. This isn't the point of
Yeah.
what we're doing here. Like,
Yeah.
okay. Like, we're gonna do RoboCop references and Terminator references, and you're just gonna have to deal with it, okay? And it's gonna be my favorite thing that happens. So
I agree.
I'm just getting that out the way. That was the face I pulled at the beginning when Rudy was like, "Everybody's here for the Xbox thing," and I was like, "I'm not. I'm here for Devolver."
No, and I mean, the majority, you know that. I wasn't including you, you know.
No one should ever include me.
Yeah, never include Amy.
Never include me. I will skew the results of everything you include me in. Trust me. Foxes, what's next?
So I think this one is pretty much confirmed at this point, but I do want to see if they are actually bringing it, what they have to show, because I don't think that they would bring it just to say, "Hey, Starfield is here."
There
Yay?
it is.
Cool, I guess.
Well, we've
Like,
never seen Starfield. This is the thing I
Yeah.
think people forget because, like, you've heard the word. If you listen to podcasts or read news sites, you've heard the word Starfield about 5,000 times at this point. And I think that makes people forget that we've never actually seen the game.
Yeah,
It'll
exactly.
always be the Xbox's big blowout at the end.
You think
That'll
so?
be that'll be the last thing, I think, basically.
Yeah, I've got something
Um,
written for it as well.
I want them to squash all the possible rumors that it has been floating around since, let's be honest, Fallout 76. I want them to actually say, "Hey, we're sorry. We're actually going to put our best foot forward this time." Like,
Here's Andrew
don't get
WK
me wrong.
again. I mean, sorry, whatever you
Yeah.
say.
Like, don't get me wrong, it's gonna go however the fuck it's gonna go, because Bethesda company, whatever the fuck. But I want them to actually put their best foot forward for this game, because it's a brand new IP. I want it on a brand new engine. I want it on a Q&A so goddamn long that they're like, yeah, it's hard to break this game.
Can I say something really unpopular again?
Yeah, go ahead.
As somebody who doesn't like the Bethesda developed Fallout games or any of the Elder Scrolls games since Morrowind, I'm not really that excited for Starfield. However, I did write something
I
down
want
for
to
it.
be.
I want to be excited for all games, but like Obsidian made New Vegas, so I don't hold that much hope.
That's fair.
I think they're going to confirm the exclusivity, the Xbox exclusivity, whenever they show of the game. I think they're going to confirm that it's going to be exclusive to Xbox and PC.
I mean, whatever Bethesda show, they're going to be announcing that for everything.
Oh yeah, like I don't think they'll show Deathloop or Ghostwire Tokyo just purely because that'd be awkward. But like I think like games from them going forward, like beyond maybe Elder Scrolls 6, will be Xbox exclusives. And even then, if I was Microsoft, I would do it. I would do it.
Deep dive do you think they'll go?
I don't think you'll get a deep dive. I don't know if you'll get a dive because unless the game is coming out at the end of the year, which I highly doubt.
Yeah, all
doubt
the
it
retro
too.
sources that we like follow or anything like they're all saying next year.
I think we'll just get to see it. I think we'll just get to see a trailer of it, and like which might mix some gameplay in with some like, what is this game? Is it a party-based RPG? Like, what's the deal with the spaceship and going to different planets? Because that's actually a very different concept from Fallout and Elder Scrolls. So, like, there's a lot of unanswered questions about what kind of RPG this is going to be.
Everyone's gonna be saying it's the next Mass Effect.
I see. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'd rather people say it's the next Mass Effect than people say
Actually,
it's the next No Man's Sky.
Well, yeah. If they were like, it's the next Mass Effect, or it's the next Fallout, or the next Skyrim, I mean, I'd be more interested.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested just because
I just lost 20. I just lost 20 subscribers. And...
Those are rookie numbers from you.
We don't have that many subscribers, really.
I know.
How did you lose 5,000 subscribers? We didn't even have that many subscribers.
Amy, how are we minus now our subscribers? What did you do? I don't know. I just said it. I'm not looking
I'm
forward
just
to
being
Skyrim.
honest. Everybody said I was being contrarian. I'm not. Ah, dear. Yeah, so I can cross that off. Fine. Moody, what's next?
I'll join these two together because they're both Bethesda. I think we will get an announcement for a new Wolfenstein game. And I think, I hope, this is a hope, this one,
Oh, no.
that they'll announce an Evil Within 3.
Ooh.
I loved Evil Within 2. I absolutely adored that game when I played that. I was like, this is
I still need
really,
to play
really
it,
good.
actually. And I like the first one.
And
It
I
has.
know they throw it out. Go on.
No, you go, because mine's stupid.
I know they threw it out in like, like the death. They threw it out in like. Just,
Oh,
they
yeah.
threw it out to die.
I
And I
agree.
was just like, why would
Didn't
you do that? But
Didn't it
now
release alongside something too?
it released in the fall, mate. Surrounded by an Ubisoft big game, Activision's big game, EA's big game. And I think it was also Fallout 76, I think, as well. Like, I think Bethesda that year, I think they released a Wolfenstein New Colossus. Then I think it was like 2 weeks after that, or a month after that, was Evil Within. And then after that was Fallout. And it was just like, oh, then you throw in with the Ubisoft game, the Activision game, and the bloody EA game. You just killed two of your franchises. And that was basically Wolfenstein. But Wolfenstein, thankfully, is popular enough to be able to get on. But obviously, Evil Within.
I mean, they released it in 2017, which was a bad idea to begin with, because
yeah,
I mean, we all saw what happened in 2017, right? But yeah, it has Evil Within 2. I didn't like it as much as other people, but it has one of the greatest lines of dialogue in a video game ever.
Yeah,
and I will die on that hill. I'm not going to say what it is.
Okay.
I'll link it to you afterwards, Foxes. But it is the single greatest line of dialogue I've ever seen.
And I still think one of the best dialogues ever in a video game is okay. That's because of how impactful that one word is.
This is bad.
At the end of that video game. But yeah, I believe you.
Like, I never got to this part of the game. I only saw someone share it on Twitter, and I was like, that almost made me reconsider playing the entire game again. and forcing myself to like it.
I remember playing 1 and being like, this is a really good, fun game, and then like seeing everyone play 2, and I was like, I need to play this at some point, and they just never picked it up, and I still need to.
I don't think it's in Game Pass yet, too. So
No, not yet.
Yeah, so
Can
2 might get at least announced to be going in Game Pass probably at E3. So
sweet.
I'm gonna do something weird with my next ones. I'm gonna do 4 at once because like they're all pretty boring, and I don't think we're gonna have much of a conversation around them. So I'm just gonna rapid fire a few here. Because my next one would be Resident Evil 8 DLC. Like whatever, like DLC or whatever. That'll be the Capcom part of the Capcom thing, where they're just like, here's fucking, and it won't be like, here's the next chapter of the story, because if you've seen how the game ends, spoilers, whatever. But like, I think it'll just be some mercenaries stuff or like that multiplayer thing that's supposed to be coming in the. I know, right? We got mercenaries. Me and you did this, Fox. Me and you summoned it.
We did it.
Or it'll be that multiplayer thing. That's an add-on.
Oh yeah. By the way, what is that supposed to play like? Another asymmetrical game?
Shit, I think is the right answer to that question.
That's fair.
I don't know. Very few people could get into the beta, so and I wasn't even trying. I'll be honest. I think there'll
Probably
be
another hero shooter or whatever the fuck. Like it's like
no. It's not a
character
hero shooter.
driven.
It's not a
No?
shooter at
Okay.
all.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
The Saints Row 5. Because I think that's pretty obvious at this
That
point.
on my list as well. I think that's gonna come, or at least a new Saints Row.
Yeah, it might not be 5, as in like this is what we call it, but it'll be a new Saints Row.
Yeah.
A Wind Waker HD port for Switch. Because I really want it. No other reason. I don't think like I'm not looking at Nintendo and going, "Ooh, I think they're gonna do this." I just please port Wind Waker. I want to play. I want to play a Wind Waker again.
So what on Wii U? Is when?
Yes, it was on Wii U. Yeah.
Yeah.
For all 7 people who owned a Wii U.
True.
And the last one, which again, I'm putting this last because there might be some discussion about it, or it might be on someone else's list. Forza Horizon 5. There's going to be a car, and then they're going to be like, check it out. We're in wherever the fuck we're going to be. I don't know. Japan, hopefully.
I think everyone's thinking Japan, innit?
I think that might just be me saying it over and over again to you.
To be fair, though, I mean
in different voices. Japan,
the theme,
Japan.
the location, and its actual real roads. Which, to be honest with you, Forza likes now doing that. It's like, yeah, let's make real roads out of the ones that are actually really there. You know, that kind of sort of thing.
Yeah,
it can work easily.
I'd love it. Like there's countryside, there's metropolis build up. It'd be colorful and neon. It would just be great. Like it'd be a great setting. But I've been saying this since 2. I think like every Forza Horizon game, I've been like, let's set it in Japan this time, playground. And they've just been like, no.
Was it Underground 2 or was it which Need for Speed was it that they actually put it in Japan? They actually used some of the real roads that were actually really hard to master, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember which Need for Speed it was, but I remember really thoroughly enjoying that one.
I never played a Need for Speed game. I never had
It's
the
been
Need
a
for
long
Speed.
time. Yeah.
But I do think it's going to come out in 2021.
Yeah, I like the Need for Speed Underground games. I never clicked with the rest.
Yeah, I think Forza Horizon 5 will be out this year.
Yeah, I think that'll be probably September or something. Yeah.
I just thought I'd blast through those because they're just quick, easy ones.
So I'm gonna kind of like tie these two because, to be honest with you, I do fully expect we'll see this because it'll probably be in someone's either highlight reel or whatever maybe just more Deathloop. Because, to be honest with you, I just like looking at that game. I like watching it. I think it looks cool. Looks fun. I really want to try. I really want to try it and play it. And want it to be a really good game. Yeah. So yeah, I want to see Deathloop. This next one though, the one I wanted to tie it with is we've only seen a CG trailer. But I really extremely like the concept, and to be honest with you, I want to see how this game actually plays. Even though they did give us a little bit of gameplay, and it was just kind of like corridor fighting, which gave me like old boy kind of like feels and references. But I want to see Sifu.
As soon as you said old boy. Yeah.
Yeah, like as soon as I saw it, I was like, I want to see what this fighting game's like. This thing looks cool. It kind of gave me like a little bit of Batman Arkham vibes, with some of like the combos and the punches and stuff like that, but still like very martial arts specifically driven, but there's a continuation of time. Like you could see the character getting older, but yet he keeps restarting, that kind of sort of thing. And I was like, okay, you definitely got my interest. I want to see how all this plays out, so.
Yeah, when we saw it at the PlayStation thing, when we talked about it afterwards on the podcast, I said to Moody, I described it thusly to Moody as it's like someone saw the corridor scene from Daredevil and went, "I'm gonna make a video game out of that."
Yeah, and to be fair, that with that corridor scene being shot all in like one time, it was just like, fuck it, yeah, that's a great concept.
Man, it doesn't take much to get me interested in your game. That's all I'm gonna say. That's cool. Like Deathloop's also just to like touch on that, like you said, like it's one of my. It might actually be my most anticipated game of the year. Like, I'm so excited for Deathloop.
I'm tempering my expectations because I want it to be as good as it seems like it will be.
Well, 2 things. 1, I love Arcane Studios. And 2, I am currently replaying Dishonored. like
Oh
for
yes, I
for
love that fucking game. It's
for
so
for
good.
for a video. So it's like it was the Twitter poll winner. So like I am actually currently replaying Dishonored, which is not helping me temper any sort of expectations for Deathloop right now.
Like, in all honesty, with a game that has so many mechanics, with like, you have such a limited tree of like kind of how you can handle things, whether you're like stealthy or you're more the action type, you still have so much different choice of like how you actually really want to play it, and it's just one of the best things about Dishonored too. Oh, I love it. Such a good game. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It could, hype away, man. Hype away.
Mm-hmm.
Moody, what's next?
I'm going to throw a couple together as well at the same time here. So I think we'll get a new Civilization game reveal. I think the last what 5 was it or 6 came out a few years
6.
ago now.
6?
So 7
6.
has got to be coming, or it's got to be close to being announced or something like that. I think we'll get a new trailer and at least the release window for Aliens Fireteam. I think they'll say August. I think that'll come August.
You think so?
They said summer.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think
June,
that'll
July,
be
August.
Yeah.
I forgot that game existed.
Yeah.
When I was thinking about what was going to happen at E3, I legitimately forgot that game existed.
Oh, I didn't forget that. That's saved on my bloody wish list on Steam.
Honestly, I don't know if I expect to see it. Like, I would like to, but I don't know if because it's so close. Like, if they'll just do like a little tiny sizzle reel of being like, "Yeah, aliens in your face," kind of sort of thing.
I
and
think
then just drop
because
it,
I think because it's so close, I think they have to like.
Yeah.
If this is the only chance, right? To be like
that's fair.
aliens,
big thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Get even more people on board, more pre-orders, more.
It'll
hype,
be at
yeah.
a show like the Future Game Show or something like that. I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think we'll get a new Just Cause announced.
Really?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I think they'll throw out a new one of those. I think a new map for Among Us will be announced whenever.
Oh
that'll be
shit!
dropped.
I
Don't
forgot
know
about
when.
Among Us. Yes.
I think a new map of Among Us. Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe
How
that 15-player thing will be announced as well.
Yeah, I think they'll do that because the update's
15
coming.
players.
15 players and new colors so far is what we know about the next big update. So.
Wow. Wait,
Yeah.
like new killers in a sense of like being able to do different stuff.
Not new colors. Sorry.
Oh, colors. Gotcha.
I thought you said killers.
No, sorry, I
either.
said colors. Yeah, 15 players on the new map would be good. Like, it's a very big, complicated map.
I haven't even played the new one actually.
You should come and join us on Saturday night. And we'll play the new map with you. You can be lost with me because everybody keeps killing me, so I still haven't learned the map yet.
Oh, but we got everyone back though.
We got everyone back. That was fun.
Yeah. And one final one before, and then it leaves me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 announcements that I think could happen. Just to be mean, Beyond Good and Evil will not be shown at E3. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I just want to be frank.
I mean, they won't show the first one either.
Yeah, that's true as well. Whatever. Yeah.
Can you believe it? Like, I actually have that in my maybe we'll see that as well. I was like, we might see it. I doubt it, but maybe.
You'll be surprised to know, Moody, that I have no Ubisoft predictions in my list. Weird that. I've actually got 3 that I could put together, which I've only just realized now that I'm looking at them. Because they're all Xbox related. So I'm gonna do that. So the first one is like, you know that show last year where they revealed like Xbox revealed like loads of new games, like Perfect Dark and Fable, and then they were like Indiana Jones as well. Like that was a thing. Like I don't think we're going to see much of most of any of those games. Like I think they're future games, and I think Xbox is going to want to focus on the next 12 to 18 months. And I think things like Perfect Dark and Fable, and as much as I love like Perfect Dark, I love the look of that, the trailer they showed, and stuff like that. Like I think a lot of that's beyond 2022, so I don't think they're gonna. You might get a couple of teasers for them or something or a sizzle reel with stuff in, but I don't think you'll see much of any of them. Avowed was another one where it's like I don't think you'll see much of that at the Xbox conference because I just don't think there's a point. That being said, I do have 2 more Xbox predictions. One of which is I think that they're going to announce the Outer Worlds 2. Because I think that game did really well. Sorry?
They're doing 2 games if I remember rightly.
Obsidian, they're making Avowed. Don't know where that is in the development timeline. Grounded
Well,
is
the-
currently a thing with a smaller team, but like
No,
they,
I'm saying I thought I heard they were doing 2 new games. That's all.
well,
I
they
know
can do a,
Grounded is a small team, yeah.
they can do a lot, like because of the way Obsidian was set up before they were bought by Microsoft. They used to do like 3 projects at once. So there's probably a team working on a big game, and I imagine it's the Outer Worlds too, because that game was reasonably well received and it did pretty well. But I think with like a big budget and like now that they've put a game out and now they can refine that game, like I think it could like fucking explode. Like the foundation is there. I think like I really enjoyed it. It basically like it was marketed as like it's all the people who made Fallout New Vegas and they're making a space Fallout New Vegas, but actually what they actually made was they kind of made a Firefly game.
I mean, to be honest, yeah.
Which is what it felt like when I was playing it. So like if they can like hone in on the stuff that really worked in that game, I think it's got a chance to be like huge next time around.
I am inclined to agree.
The game never clicked for me personally, but I know, yeah, it was well received overall. So
Yeah, it wasn't like this is amazing. It was like this is pretty good. This is pretty good.
It's one of those things that like I think that the base of that game plays a lot better than like I mean personally than like a Fallout 4, just because of like whether it's interesting dialogue or its choices or its actual like places that you go. It was just in my personal opinion better. The only thing that fell short for me a little bit was I could have used a bit more variation, like whether it's in like like the weapons or like your kind of like look and load out, or like way more difference in your actual choices of your like your stats. I mean, there's some really fun things there, but it wasn't like doubled down on to a point of like, all right, let's take this even further. And like if you're gonna go like the mad scientist route that makes like all these energy weapons and stuff like that, let's make you have like supernovas and bombs and whatever the
yeah, you're in like this you're in this like sci-fi thing, so like
why not?
Why not do and that's what I think is gonna happen. I think it'll double down on a lot of stuff that it needs to double down on. It had like the best companions. They were amazing. Some of the dialogue was great. I really appreciated the fact that you could basically just play the entire game and say "fuck you, capitalism." Like I thought that was great in a modern video game. So yeah, like
I'm amazed I didn't get a 10 out of 10 from you.
Wasn't doing review scores at the time. Also related to Xbox, I think Everwild is due a big thing at an Xbox press conference. And I'm going to play one of my wild cards here. I think it's going to come out this year.
Really?
Yes.
I mean,
we don't know anything about that game, even though it looks visually beautiful and everything. Like I can understand where everyone's like.
Oh yeah.
We don't know anything about this game. What hype is there and everything like that. I understand where people come from for that. But yeah, I agree with you. I think that we're going to get a big old thing for that.
I think we're going to find out what the crack is, and then I think they're going to be like, it's coming out in 2021 to Game Pass and etc.
It's got more of a game hook than the last one. Wink, wink.
I like Sea of Thieves.
I do too, but what's the actual like
fun
pull there?
Fun. You tell me we didn't have fun when we were arrowing all up foxes.
You mean for the 4 hours that we played it? Yeah, sure. I had the most fun in any video game I've ever played.
Okay,
wink, wink.
After this, we all download it and we play it over the weekend.
I've still got it downloaded because I've still got okay. I will say one thing. It has been the game that I can go back and like not give a shit about because it's the fact that it's just casual. It's just casual being a pirate, just to go get stuff and then like throw on new clothes and whatever. But it definitely doesn't have a hook saying I want to continue playing this game because it has progression and choices and fun.
Who needs progression and choices? You can just play a game for fun. It's great. It's crazy how that works.
And then get bored after you've done the same thing.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there, Foxes. And you can take Moody's word for this. This isn't a conversation you want to have with me. Moody knows.
Don't do it. It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. You don't want to start this with me. Sea of Thieves was good actually. Was my whole team name last year in Fantasy Critic.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. And no one can brainwash me otherwise. I know you all tried out there to be like, but it's got no content, but it's fun. It's fun. I've never had a bad time with that game.
And now she's named No Man's Sky is great, actually.
Because that's also a good game.
Actually, both of those games have a lot in common.
Yeah, I like them.
Not a lot to fucking do. Sorry.
I will throw down.
When you say that I can't go into space and actually be a space pirate, get the fuck
You
out
know
of my
what?
face.
I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions. It's a good reference. If you know, you know.
Don't go down this path.
Oh, hey, let's have a warrant bounty system that literally does nothing.
Foxes, you saw what I've done to Moody, right?
I love you, Amy, but I'm
Don't fuck with
I'm
me.
too strong-willed in these fucking bad games. I'm sorry.
I won't lie, he's stubborn as well. Like, so...
I thought you were different, Foxes. I thought you had good taste in games, but I can see now it's
Hey, let's have
it's
these
just another
factions
Moody
that literally do
situation.
nothing with each other and have no war whatsoever, or even have any consequence with even fighting with either one of
Like,
them.
what is any consequence? It's a fun game. Get on a fucking ship,
I think we're losing
sail
track of
around,
everybody.
have fun.
Let me go to this
See
seventh
this-
moon that looks exactly the same, that has the exact same space eggs on it.
See this hill that I'm standing on? I'm willing to die on it, but right now I need to go pee. So, Foxes, what's next?
Next, actually, let me just get through all my maybes that we might see actually in this. Maybe we might see Fable 4. I'd kind of be surprised if we did, to be honest with you. Like, see anything from that. We might see something from Dragon Age, but I feel like that they're probably just working on it and probably don't have a lot to show.
I don't think we'll see anything from EA at all, apart from Battlefield. EA
Yeah.
have got their thing booked for July, so I think that's when we'll be talking about them.
So if they showed this game, I'd actually be genuinely surprised, because this is one of the developers that love to just like, even though that they did their developer diaries, they don't really like show a lot of their game until it's like actually there. Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2. To be honest with you, I'd be surprised if we saw any of that. If it's actually there, then awesome. But the last thing we got was big enough for everyone's hype, that was like Hellblade 2, because, you know, whether it be the very awesome music that they were playing behind it, or it was just the jaw-dropping visuals that they were just like, this is what we're showing for a while, you know, that kind of sort of thing.
I think it will be there, because I think
so?
it's gonna be. I think it's going to be a 2022 release for them.
Oh, okay.
So I think they need to show it. I think they need to show gameplay. But like Ninja Theory, they're doing a lot of things. So it could also not be there. So I'd be very surprised at the same time.
Wow, we're talking Hellblade.
Yeah, we're talking about Hellblade. Like, I have a 4 and 5, but 4 was Beyond Good and Evil 2. I don't think we'll see any of that, to be honest with you. It's another big maybe for me.
What are your thoughts on Hellblade, Amy? Quickly, sorry, Foxes.
No, I don't see it happening. Maybe a trailer, maybe. But I don't think we'll see much of it. And I don't think it'll come out. Like, I don't think it'll be out this year or anything.
I don't think it will. I think it'll be 2022. So, but going off the what you think, like, I think they're going to be concentrating on like the next 12 months to 18 months or so. That's why I think they probably will show it. I think it'll be early 2022, like maybe April, May.
Yeah, it's one of those games where it's like, I don't know how much you can really show of it, because the impact is in playing it. It's not exactly a long game. Maybe like a trailer, kind of like the last one, maybe with a bit more detail to it. So, like, you know, a little bit more about what the game is.
But instead of her just singing, going,
that was an amazing trailer though. Fuck,
really
that trailer
was.
was good. Oh my god,
was really it was so powerful.
I still watch it sometimes.
It's a good show, right?
And my last one for maybe, and this is only a maybe because, like, this game was in development hell, actual development hell, because they I think, from pretty sure they switched developers new, not only Switch developers, but had to get a brand new team because people left. And then on top of that, like they keep talking about, it's like, hey, yeah, we're gonna release it in this next year. No, we're not releasing this next year, but we're gonna release it next year. Hey, we're still working on it. Are you? Is this game actually gonna come out? And that's Atomic Heart. I don't know if that
Oh,
game's ever
yeah.
gonna fucking release.
Atomic Heart. I remember that game.
Like it was such a big proposed, like, this is the next big FPS BioShock like game. It's like, we've been told this quite often, but are you actually gonna follow through? And yet again, I don't even know if this game is actually even gonna come out.
On Google, it says 2021.
They said that about 2020, and I was like, yep.
They reckon
I
it's
don't
going
think I've
to
ever
be
seen
shown. The developer, sorry, I googled it as well. The developer reckons there's going to be a trailer for it on June 13th.
Okay.
So could be an Xbox presentation game, could be a PC gaming show, or the future game show. One of those three. That's what they say. So, but I remember that game.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I remember the big splash it made. I remember there was the discourse of, is this a real game? That was a thing when it first showed up.
Believe it or not, for a while it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was a vertical slice, and they were like, we have to make a game that's
Now we
like
have to make
It's
this
like,
game.
Oh,
Oh, shit.
you haven't been developing.
Right. How many does everyone have left?
I have 5.
4.
6, 5, 4. All right. I'll do one next then. So, Breath of the Wild, right? Everybody's heard of it, right? It's kind of popular Nintendo game. Some people played it. It came out in the same year as Persona 5, so I don't know if many people remember it. But yeah, no, like I think there's going to be a trailer with no gameplay and no release date. Yeah.
So I completely agree with you. I think we'll see that too, but I kind of wish that they just wouldn't do Breath of the Wild again. Like because every other one has been somewhat, let's be honest, different and has had a different name.
Except
I feel like that they're gonna stick with it.
I think they'll change the name.
Possible. You think they will?
Well, they only ever called it the Breath of the Wild sequel in that one amazing trailer that they showed 2 years ago. But I would agree with you if Majora's Mask didn't exist. And I think that's the kind of situation we're in now. And I like Majora's Mask more than Ocarina of Time. Both amazing, before anyone comes for me. But I think that's the kind of situation we're in. Because if you remember the trailer for the Breath of the Wild sequel, it's super like dark. It's really creepy. Like it's got people chanting backwards in it and all sorts. Like something cool going on with that game. And I'm here for it. However, I think no gameplay, no release date. I think you'll just get a trailer for it.
You think you'll get a title, an actual like this is the title we're going with?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think that may in fact be the point of them having the trailer for it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to go next, then go back to you to get us both down to 4?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Okay. I will stick with Nintendo.
I'll do my dumb one.
New Mario Kart game announced.
Oh, well, now I've won again. Well, now I've lost one.
7, 8, 9,
9.
10?
9. Mario Kart 9.
Mm.
Mario Kart 9.
I think they've updated it and everything like the last one and everything, but they haven't added any new characters or anything like that. So,
it was just a bug fix update.
Yeah.
It wasn't a...
Yeah, so, I think a new game, new Mario Kart.
Mario Kart 9.
Imminent.
I will take it one step further than that and say, and this isn't me predicting anything. This is a wish. This is a want. This is a hope, but not really because I wouldn't be mad if they didn't do it. It'd be cool if they did it. I think they could expand it to not just be a Mario Kart with Mario characters, and just be like a Nintendo crossover game with like a bunch of different Nintendo characters turning up. Because I was like, where would you go with this? Like with Mario Kart, right? It's like, okay, new tracks, and it'll sell like shitloads, even if it's just some new tracks, right? But I was like, if they were going to take it and it further, like where would they go? And I was like, well, they did that DLC with Animal Crossing and Legend of Zelda on the Wii U. And I was,
do they stay Nintendo characters?
oh, it'll be Nintendo characters. I don't think they'll do a Smash Brothers and start bringing in like Cloud and.
Oh, see, that's what I was wondering.
What I was gonna think. Yeah,
I was like, do you think maybe Microsoft or PlayStation would be like, fuck it, yeah, you can use it?
No, no. I think if they were gonna say fuck it, you can use it, it would be a. Well, I suppose Xbox already did, but like it would that'd be in Smash Brothers. Like if PlayStation were ever gonna be like, yeah, you can use Ratchet, like. It would have already happened.
I mean, technically, Crash is already a kart game too. So I like it would be one of the to expand it a little bit further. I think that's a great idea, and I think that would be amazing. I think it would also be one of those things that if they had characters that were kind of already a part of that sort of, world. Let's go kart. PlayStation fans might lose their mind if they got fucking Crash in a Nintendo game or like even a Metal.
They would,
Snake,
not in the good way though.
Yeah,
PlayStation fans are unhinged. No, they would be like, "Oh my god, it's on the baby console," because that's what they call the baby console.
You're playing a kart game, but okay, never mind.
I don't like fanboys. Sorry.
Whatever.
But yeah, no, like
it's cool and fun.
I mean, they could just go the full Smash route. But even if they did, I think it would, because I think the way Mario Kart is versus the way Smash Brothers is, I think it would work the same way as the DLCs did, where I think they would keep adding new stuff to it. So like when the Animal Crossing DLC came out, it added like the 4 new characters, and then there was a whole new circuit, so there's like 4 new tracks. And then Legend of Zelda did the same thing, where there was like 4 new tracks and 4 new characters, and I think like instead of it just being like, hey, this like for this DLC pack, we're adding Crash, it would be like, hey, we're gonna add like it's substantive DLC.
Trying to think about what other characters in Nintendo lore that you could do kart with.
You could do it.
There's a lot, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who. Well, I guess you could bring Star Fox back. To be fair.
You've got. I mean, there was 4 of them in Star Fox, like when they were flying around and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think they could. I think they incorporate a lot of Nintendo characters into it. I think. Will they do it? Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I just thought it would be interesting. So that was also one of mine.
Great. Again? I'll just go back to Foxes then.
Well, I'll do, because I had one tied to that, because I had a thing where I was like, one of these 2 things, like, I've got 2 things written down. One of them might happen. They won't both happen. And one of the things was Mario Kart 9. And the other thing was a new 3D Mario game. And like my logic was between Mario Kart and say Mario Odyssey 2, only one of those things would happen. I don't think they would both happen in the same direct. And the other side of the coin was, hey, maybe they announce maybe they announce new Super Mario, a proper 3D game, not the 3D World one, like a sequel to Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got to be near. That was a while ago.
You're gonna say something Mario-ish, I think.
Okay, so I know that like there's quite a few fans who love so much Mario, like whatever it may be. But my question is, because it is a bit different, do you think because Paper Mario, even though yes, albeit being a Mario title and still focused around it, couldn't release alongside of a Mario Kart 9 because Paper Mario, while it not being niche, at the same time it's not as big as like a Mario Party or like a Mario 3D World or something like that.
Yeah, it could. Like, I just think this direct, it's only for one, it's only 40 minutes long, and when I was just sitting down and trying to figure out, like, predicting what Nintendo might talk about at E3, it was like, unlike with other companies, I wasn't so much trying to predict what they would talk about as I was trying to figure out what they weren't going to talk about, because like they're one of the few companies I can think of everything that they're working on, and think there's too much for a 40-minute direct. Like, what aren't they going to talk about? So when I was thinking about Odyssey 2 and Mario Kart 9, I was like, I don't think they'll put both of these in the same thing. So I think it's entirely possible neither one happens. But like from my perspective, one or the other will happen, but it wouldn't be both. And I think they'll release them quite far apart anyway, just because I think if they do announce either of these games, I think one of them's it's coming out this year, like at the end of the year. So like if they announce Odyssey 2, it's coming in November. If they announce Mario Kart 9, it's coming in November. For which... So I now have 4. So I think we're equal.
But back to Foxes.
So let's go with Foxes. We haven't had Foxes for a while.
So this is much more of a, I mean, like, sure, most of my games are pretty personal, but when I saw this game and I actually saw that it was not only like an actual kind of like gameplay of the first time we ever saw it, and then they continued on, keep showing you gameplay of it, but never revealing too much. There's a game that I've had on my list for years because they've never, I don't even know they're still even going with their same like project idea, because at first it was like, hey, we're going to release it as a full game. Hey, we're going to release it in a parted game, like, you know, a couple parts. And then I think they're back to a full game again. Scorn.
Oh, yeah. This was on,
a very horror biomechanic ambiance kind of, I guess you would say, because none of the story has been fed to you whatsoever. When you're watching this, it's all just craziness and grossness and just like weird stuff happening. Like you literally pull like this spine out of like this person, and it ends up being a gun, and you can actually attach things to it and stuff like that. And like you're fighting these like tentacles and monsters crawling on the ground. I was like, this has got my attention. But that game has stayed in that realm, that whole like, hey, we're still kind of developing it, for so long that they've never even finally said a release date. I hope that they show it and say, okay, we're finally going to release it this year, because it's been for a while.
Oh yeah, wow, this has been going for a while.
Yeah, if I remember rightly, it was one of the like.
It was at the Xbox.
It was, but it was also before even that. It was getting adverts at Easy Allies' podcast, like when they first like all came together to start Easy Allies and everything. They were all like Scorn, penis, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's
it's definitely got my vibe written all over it as soon as I saw it, and I was like, I'm just waiting for this game, and it still hasn't released.
Oh, they've literally took inspiration from
H.R. Geiger.
Yeah, H.R. Geiger. Yeah,
It's
stories book and just went. Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we can make a game out of that. But here's my question:
everything will make it gross.
Yeah, how do you make it sexy? That's all I'm interested in.
Tall monster.
That's what I'm interested
With giant tatas.
What? How much stuff is gonna step on me?
Yeah.
It was at the
I'm
Xbox.
Sure there's actually gonna be a lot of things sucking on you now that I think about it. When you really think about it, I mean, you know.
Foxes, you know how to.
Amy stepping.
You know how to speak to me. It was at the Xbox Game Showcase last year, and if I remember rightly, it was at the one where they were like, everything you're about to see is coming to Game Pass. So I think there's a good chance. Hello. Oh. I think there's a good chance it's gonna be at the Xbox Showcase at some point, and
you think so?
A lot, like I think, like I want to say, like quite a few of the games from that showcase are out now. So I think release date might not be that far away. Maybe a Halloween-ish type game.
I would love if this game released in somewhere near Halloween. I really would.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Moody, hit it.
This is the Hit and Hope one. Literally Hit and Hope one. Remasters.
Oh God, what now?
For Star Trek Armada 1 and 2 and Fleet Commander 3.
Fuck
That's
me.
a big call.
Wow.
I said hit. I'm swinging and hitting and hoping there. I love those games, everything like that. I've always been like, oh, I really want to play those games, but I'm just like, you can't buy those games. Activision, you suck.
Are they a Call of Duty? Then Activision doesn't give a shit.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Star Trek. Because I have a hit and hope, and it's the same hit and hope I've had for a very long time. And I address this to the entire games industry. Where the fuck is my
Carmen
Star
Sandiego.
Trek RPG.
Oh yeah! Wow.
That's fair.
Where is it?
Yeah.
What the
They
fuck are
talked
you
about
waiting
that,
for?
Like what? 6 years ago?
It's
at
never been a
least?
thing. Like, it's never been a thing. There's been first-person
thing.
shooters.
Well,
There's
yeah,
been
they keep
bridge
talking about it,
commanders.
right?
That's
Yeah.
just me. That's just me. There's been strategy games. There's been other strategy games. There's been other strategy games. Mass Effect.
They were talking about one.
Mass Effect happened,
point
guys.
then.
I'm not talking about an MMO. We've got one of those. That's not an RPG, as far as I'm concerned.
True.
I'm talking about a proper RPG. I'm talking like Mass Effect happened. You guys realize you can do that with Star Trek?
Easily.
Where the
Easy.
fuck
You
is
did
this
it.
game?
Copy and paste the fucker. Just call the Reapers the Borg.
Where the
To
fuck
be
is this
fair, yeah.
game? What the fuck are you guys doing? Every game, I'm calling out every single game developer in the world right now and saying, how come none of you have made a fucking Star Trek RPG yet?
You give us Star Wars and Coulter and all like that. Give us freaking Star Trek, man. Let's command a ship. Let's create a ship and command that fucker ourselves. And
Give me
do
a-
whatever.
Give me an awesome story. Let me visit some planets. Let me go to Deep Space Nine, drink a quarks. Let me make some choices that affect the galaxy. Let me meet cool alien races and bang off of them. Like, just give me a Star Trek RPG. It's not. I want
Not
so
an
bad.
MMO.
I
Not an
want
MMO.
so bad.
Even though as much as I enjoy the MMO, that's just me though, because I climb in my ship and fly around and go pew pew. Yeah.
So let me ask you this: Is it, and or I mean, of course, this is your hope, but is it, or do you hope that it's only a single player, or could it have co-op attached to it?
I think it's only a single player.
Single player me.
The only reason why I say that is because for for our most recent generation and how we've been receiving Star Wars, it's very buddy, very like working off of each other. Very while the captain is making a lot of choices, Spock's always there, with him making these choices with him or whoever.
That's just
whoever it may
your
be.
Mass Effect crew.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. But
And the
that's
game-
why I ask if it was
no,
like, co-op or
The
only
game
single,
you're the game you're sort of describing is Star Trek Bridge Crew, which is 10 out of 10.
That's not a game. No, I'm just kidding.
I will fucking kill you. Be very careful.
No, I've seen that. I wish that game actually was a lot more to it than just its like few missions that you get to do, because that game looks fun and cool.
It's so fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it needs to be. I still haven't managed to get everybody back together because we all got the Next Generation DLC and there's a Borg mission. And I still haven't gotten everyone back together to play it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my god. Make a fucking Star Trek RPG. Jesus. Foxes, what's next?
This one, kind of another niche thing. I was such a big fan of the first one just because of what was promised with it, and when it came out, it actually delivered wholeheartedly. I would love my Axiom Verge 2 to actually finally be finished and come out.
That would be nice.
And I say, and everything that I'm about to tell you is like, please show yourself. Like, please, I don't think you ever will, but please show yourself, because this me personally, Fox wants deeply.
It's coming.
I hope
Whether
so.
it actually comes this year or not. Like, I'm
Yeah.
taking it with a grain of salt. He reckons, Tom Happ reckons it is. So
Yeah.
Russell hopes it is because it's in his pick.
I
Not
hope
on
it
my
is.
pick.
Axiom Verge was incredible.
That was a fucking great game. I actually recently just started playing it again just because I was like, dude, I want a Metroidvania. Perfect.
Why not pick the best one, not literally called Metroid or Castlevania?
Mm-hmm.
Moody, what's next?
Xbox announces at least 5 new exclusives.
New IP exclusives?
Just saying 5 new exclusives.
Okay.
Yeah, Russell said that one once, and we fucking destroyed him for it. He meant to say new exclusives. What he actually said was new IPs. He got obliterated. Because that was when we used to make a game out of it with points and stuff, and it was just like, it was the stupidest
Oh,
possible
rip.
thing he could have said. Yeah, rip.
Rip, yeah. I was gonna say 5 new IPs is hard.
I think the end result was 0 as well. I don't think they announced any at that one. That'd be cool. I think there's going to be a lot. Like, I think there's going to be more new game announcements like at the Xbox showcase than people are ready for. Which is going to be fun.
Moody, do you have any, like, it didn't have to be all 5, but do you think that there's a few in the pipeline that you think that might be exclusives to them?
Well, I mean, you said Wolfenstein before, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like the Wolfensteins with Evil would have been.
Mm-hmm.
The Starfield count?
Starfield's going to count, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exclusive, so.
Check in my Outer Worlds too, and there's 4 already.
No, but I put down new. So for me, they aren't announced yet, so we don't know about them.
So everything except, Wolfenstein 3 and Evil Within 3 and Outer Worlds 2. Starfield isn't new. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, wouldn't count that. Yeah, I wouldn't
Can't wait for the next.
That logo
like,
was
actual
really.
Wolfenstein.
Yeah, me either. Like the sequel hook on there, on the end of Wolfenstein 2 was pretty good.
I didn't play the co-op.
I didn't play the
Is it
co-op
campaign
one.
or
Well, actually, no,
whatever
I
that's
didn't
called?
finish the co-op one.
Was it good?
Youngblood. No, it wasn't good.
No.
Yeah, it was very poorly received, apparently.
But the sequel hook at the end of 2 was pretty good. So
Oh yeah, like the way that they handled 2, like, was what I was wanting.
2
I
was
like,
amazing. Oh my god.
They just ran with it. I was like, thank you. Just do crazy shit. Like, you literally just. I mean, spoiler alert, you killed BJ Blazkowicz, literally.
But it's
That's
fine.
amazing.
But he's okay now. It's better.
Yeah.
I'll do a Bethesda one. So there's this game, right? Arcane's been working on called Omen. It's not called Omen. That's a project name. It's very secret. The rumor is they're making an immersive sim vampire game. And I think we're going to see that. So there's your 5th one, Moody. There's your fifth new IP exclusive at the Xbox showcase. Because I think we'll see that for the first time at this E3.
It's interesting, actually, because that would fit. There was a recent video that actually came out that's kind of like, it's a game that's literally about a vampire rising, like, basically from its sleep and, like, obliterating the people that imprisoned him, which kind of plays a lot like, sounds a lot like, whatchamacallit, but whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, this is from the Dishonored guys, right? Like,
oh, yeah.
Bonus points if you let me be the bad vampire instead of being the goody two-shoes vampire. Like, if I could just fucking wreck everything.
I mean,
as
it's
a
gonna satiate
badass.
all the people for the Bloodline, fans. So
Yeah, like, we're all very disappointed right now. But yeah, no, like bonus. Like, I played Vampire, the one with the Y, came out a few years ago. And it was very disappointing. The main character was very boring. And then there was another character in it who, like, I remember I was streaming the game, and I think Moody was actually in chat when I was streaming. It was years ago, though. And I remember, like, there was a cutscene that introduced her, and it was a boss fight, and I was like, she looks like she's playing a much better game than I am. Like, she's having way more fun than I'm having right now.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about. Yeah.
It's a spoiler, so I can't really talk about who the character is or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, if I could play the game that she was in.
Watching you play that, actually.
Yeah. If I could play the game that she was in. Like,
some of her movesets were badass,
that would be awesome. Like, but yeah, like, this game sounds awesome to me. Like, and again, take all of it with a pinch of salt, because this is all rumors and whispers and behind the scenes stuff. But I think it's all probably true. Like, and I think we'll see it at this E3, and I will be very happy, because Arcane Studios, immersive sim, and vampires. That's another one of those Venn diagrams where there's a picture of my face in the middle of it, just going. So.
With a 9-foot tall lady right next
With a 9-foot tall lady behind me,
like she'll be like this.
I think watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer for the first time in my teenage years might have awakened some stuff in me, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Just a little bit, just a little bit.
Like, I don't know. I think it did some stuff. Foxes, what's next?
Second to the last one. This I really want it to show itself. I don't think it will because we got something 2019, but I could be wrong, and they can completely surprise me, and that's what I'm hoping that they will do, and that's why it's my please show. The Callisto Protocol. Whether it's still
The
going to be
Dead
called
Space
that.
game.
Yeah.
That's not called Dead
Whether-
Space.
Yeah.
For legal reasons.
Whether it's actually going to continue being called that, which it probably will be. When people said that it's your next kind of Dead Space like game, and then when they showed that CG trailer, I was like,
It's from the creators, isn't it, or from the people
It's
who were on
from-
the game?
It's from the people who originally created the game, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, I was just, my blood pressure rose. I was like, I need this in my life, please, because we all want the actual sequel to 1 and 2. Mostly people who want 1, but I like 2 too as well.
I like 2. The Callisto Protocol is to Dead Space what Back 4 Blood is to Left 4 Dead.
That's what I'm hoping.
Like, it's
I'm
like
seriously
we
hoping
can't really
for.
call this Dead Space for legal reasons, but it's Dead Space. Shh,
Yeah.
don't tell anybody.
I want this so bad.
Yeah, it's the studio was founded by Glenn Schofield, who co-created Dead Space. Left Visceral Games, did some Call of Duty stuff, and then is now doing this. I'm in. Like, I saw the trailer and I was like, "Fuck yeah, I love weird horror."
The trailer was badass.
It was creepy
no doubt about
enough.
it.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance we could see it. Or something.
I think there's a
so?
good chance, yeah. Even if it's
I
just a
figured they'd
trailer.
keep it in hiding, just because they would want to work on it.
The only thing
know.
working against a potential appearance at E3 is it is supposed to be coming out next year. Like, this isn't one of those like, ooh, when's it coming out? Probably next year. It's like they did say 2022, so it depends how focused everyone is on this year, right? And showing things for this year.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a chance you could get another trailer just to keep the momentum going on it.
I hope so.
And I also like that. I'd put that in my hope category.
Mm-hmm.
Moody's got that look on his face, like he's about to do something that's going to piss me off.
No, I honestly am not.
Moody, what's next?
My last two are both for Nintendo. I think we will see Bayonetta 3. Teaser or just whatever. It'll just be like, boom, there it is. See you whenever.
Oop,
Hopefully
there
they'll
it
say
is.
2021 and it will come out in 2021 just for fancy credit. It won't, but whatever.
I'm glad you've accepted this. Like, and hey,
Now I've just got to pick which games do I get rid of. Is it Elden Ring or is it Bayonetta?
Bayonetta 2 is one of my favorite games of 2014. I am down for Bayonetta 3, but like, yeah, it's not. I'll be honest, I'd thought about it and I didn't write it down because I was like, I don't see it happening.
So picture this. Like, I could just imagine it. Like, it's a dark screen. Maybe you see, like, a red curtain or whatever, and then all of a sudden, like, you hear, like, high heel footsteps. Everybody's like, wait a minute. And then you see purple, and you see a gun, and then everybody's like, Bayonetta 3. I can see it.
2023.
Bayonetta 3 still exists.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be it.
Not even-
Just it
not even
exists.
that,
I love Platinum. Like, I wish they'd make more games.
They make good games.
They make great
They really
games.
do.
Cool. I've got 2. I'll do that one. So I think at the Square Enix Ice Cream Spectacular, there's going to be the new Nier game, or whatever that is. Because Yoko Taro was talking about the next game he was making being a smaller kind of thing. So not as big as Automata. I guess Replicant. I think Replicant just came out, so I think Nier's in a lot of people's minds. So I think E3 is a good time to just show it off and let's just see what it's all about.
Do you think it's a smaller platform game too? Like phones and or like tablets?
No, there is a phone game coming out.
Okay.
I want to say it's
Mobile.
called Nier Resurrection. Like, yeah, it's a mobile game. So there is already that. No, I think it'll be. I think in just terms of a smaller game, I just think it's smaller. Like, if it wasn't Square Enix, I would say indie, like an indie
That's
type
fair.
experience. But obviously, it's AAA game. So, I think it'll be just a smaller, shorter experience, but still the same vibe, which is something I'm very into. So.
Mm-hmm. I need to play Replicant. That actually,
So good.
That was my first exposure to, well, not Replicant obviously, but the original Nier. That was my first exposure to Nier, and I never beat it unfortunately. But what I played, I remember, like, it's so seared into my brain being such a different type of game, and like when you actually finally like start to get the rhythm, and you're just like, man, this is a weird RPG, you know? And
It's
like
very strange.
actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I played it through to completion in less than 2 weeks because obviously we talked about it on the podcast. Maybe
Do they make some quality of life changes? Because I remember
they
that's
do.
something that
Yeah,
I
the
kind of needed.
combat's changed.
Okay.
It's closer to Nier Automata. It's obviously not Nier Automata,
Yeah.
but it's playable enough. Like so that like because that was the big thing, right? It was like, hey, Nier, the original Nier, the story's amazing, the gameplay sucks. Like,
Yeah.
and it's kind of still that. Like, the story and the characters are incredible, but the gameplay this time is doable. Like, you could
Yeah.
do it.
Nice.
I think
Very nice.
put about 30 hours into it, saw all the endings and did the things, and
I still need to play Automata. To be
oh,
honest
such
with
a
you.
good game too. Like,
Mhm.
Nier Replicant just got inside me though. Like, it's never leaving my brain. It's never far from my thoughts. Like,
Mhm.
the story was unbelievable. So I think we're going to see whatever's next from Yoko Taro. I hope we see Yoko Taro himself because I love seeing that guy. He's so cool with his big moon hat face thing, and just his gen. I love him so much. I would just love to give him a hug. Like, he seems like he needs a hug. Foxes, what is next?
What's the last one?
My last one, and this is the one that I said that I don't think we'll probably see here because while they're not completely indie, they are niche enough that like like if I'm not mistaken, they got their now partner. Well, I don't want to say partner, but they got a I want to say like a big maybe partner bonus or whatever, maybe like from Microsoft. So it's a possibility, but I want to see actual Stalker 2 gameplay. As a Stalker fan who has been a Stalker fan for so fucking long, and the only thing that we've actually gotten, even though they said that last trailer was gameplay, it's a vertical slice of their gameplay world, as is in like, hey, we're gonna stick a camera in here so you can see all the cool effects and the animations and our lighting effects and the resolution, all that's great, all that's amazing. You know what I want to fucking see though? I want to see you fighting like bandits. I want to see you being duty. I want to see you, having factions go to war with each other. I want to see the animations of the guns that you're building. Like, I want to see Stalker 2 at its finest, shooting the shit out of everything and collecting loot. Let's be honest.
It's a day one Xbox Game Pass game, so there was like a partnership, I guess, between
Yeah.
the developer
Yeah.
and Microsoft. It
Do you
was
think it's big enough that they show it here though?
yeah, hell yeah. Like
Okay.
I don't think it's not like the Megaton. It's not like one of
Mm-mm.
the Megaton slots, right? Like, but I think somewhere in there, like there's enough Stalker fans, where like them showing us Stalker 2 and maybe even giving us the release date, like makes an impact. It'll make because 2 out of the 3 people on this podcast right now would see Stalker 2 and just be like, "Fucking yeah, Stalker 2, fucking ah." Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's my most anticipated game. Like, I mean, the fact that they actually when they
that it's
finally
happening.
announced that it was happening, like I got up out of my seat and I couldn't sit back down. Like I was like, I'm getting my Stalker.
It's like me and Hollow Knight. Oh, I made
Man,
myself sad.
oh, I heard the DLC is fantastic though.
It is,
The latest one they put out.
but they were like, no Hollow Knight Silk song in E3, so
That's fair.
it was supposed to be out last year. With Hollow Knight. Yeah, Stalker 2 though. Like, oh, fucking come on, hell yeah, Moody. What's next?
My final one.
He's just daydreaming.
Anomalies.
I have no idea what
Thrown
this Stalker
bolts.
game is.
Sorry,
so
sorry.
I don't know. I have no idea what it is. So, my final one is Nintendo again, and it's Pokemon related. I think they will announce ports to the Switch for Pokemon Red Fire, Leaf Green, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire to be the ones there. Say, there you go. You got all the prequels basically before Diamond, Shining Pearl, whatever comes out later this year. There you go. You can play all them again on your Switch. Give us 30 quid or whatever each, or whatever
Each.
for all of them. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom.
The funny thing is, you could just be making Pokemon tiles up, and I wouldn't even know. Like, he was saying
I
all those,
wouldn't
and I
either,
was
to
like,
be honest
and
with
I
you.
was like, and I was like,
Yeah. I know a lot of people might like ask, what about like blue, like the originals, like blue, red, like
Did they put those
gold?
recently?
No, I don't think they've been put on there that I know of.
No?
But
Okay.
no, but my thing is that like Red Fire and Leaf Green are the updated versions of those regions, and the same goes for like Heart Gold and Soul, and like the Alpha Sapphire and everything. They're the updated games of those regions, so those ones make more sense than the really old ones like Pokemon Blue, Red, Yellow, and all like that for me personally.
cool. Cool.
Question. Now, obviously, it's towards the Pokemon fan or fans. Do you think they ever just remake that game? They remake Red Blue into just a completely different, like not completely different game. Like you would still have to do pretty much the same shit that you did in those old games, but you make it 3D or you make it like updated or just it's a remade actual version of those games.
They did. It's called Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu.
Any of that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they were the first game, right? Like the first
Oh,
games.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the
See-
only difference for that one is that you can't fight the Pokemon to capture them. You just have to throw a Pokeball and keep throwing until you capture a bugger.
I'm a fan of
Sounds kinda
Pokemon.
boring, isn't it? Isn't the whole point of those games were like the turn-based strategy of it? But yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm a fan of a Pokemon, and that's Eevee. So I actually knew that. Well, technically Sylveon, but Eevee evolves into Sylveon.
Amy's like Captain America in Avengers. I get
And
that.
I get that one reference, that one thing. If it's about that one Pokemon, I know it.
And I'm Bucky Barnes over here. I'm like, what?
Something like that. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm looking forward to playing the 2022 Pokemon game.
Arceus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we can give that a shot. And it looks cool. Like, big open world. Basically, what would happen if Breath of the Wild, but with Pokemon?
Like I don't think they'll show any. I think they might show a little bit of the new like Diamond and Pearl.
I think they'll show Diamond and Pearl. I don't think they'll show the 2022 one because I think they're going to make a focus on.
Yeah, I think they're going to leave that until. They probably might do like a Nintendo.
Nintendo always focus their E3 directs on this year, so things that are coming out this year. So Brilliant, Shining, whatever the fuck I can't remember they're called, Diamond and Pearl. They will. They'll. I think they'll show that because, but I don't think they'll show much because I think there'll be a direct, a big 30-minute direct later in the year, which will like properly go into those. Because Nintendo is one of those few companies that can't just go, we're doing a direct. It's going to be 25 minutes about Pokemon, and everyone will just be like, fucking, I'm there. I'm already there. I'm already sitting there eating my popcorn in my pajamas. Like,
well, that's what the PlayStation are trying to do, obviously, aren't they? So, and they do it with great success. So.
My last one, BioShock. That's it. One word. BioShock.
Oh, you think we get the new announcement for the new game, do you?
I do. I think the company's there. I think Ken Levine's there. I think they've been working on it for a very long time. I don't know the scope or the size of it. I don't know what's going on because obviously, like, there's chops and changes, studios going and coming, and I think there's a small team working on it. So I don't know if it's gonna be like the Nier situation I was just talking about, where it's gonna be a smaller game. Maybe it's gonna be a proper full-size BioShock game. I don't know where it's gonna go. Been in the sky, we've been underwater. Maybe we'll go to space. But I think we'll get at least a teaser.
Is Infinite the actual last game that
sure
that
is
developing team worked on? Wow. I mean,
they skipped an entire generation then.
Sure
yeah.
did.
Wow.
So
you gotta think that game's ready.
I mean, that's a hope for me. Yeah, that's like a big hope. Like that would be amazing if we saw.
I'd put it in a. It's probably. I think it's
Yeah.
probably gonna happen.
I mean, to be honest with you, it would like because there's a lot of fans who really really love like the System Shocks, and like they're all praising and waiting for the next System Shock 2 remake to actually finally come out. And well, the spiritual sequel developers to make BioShock, so on and so forth, could say, hey, we're not going to make a System Shock, but we'll make another BioShock, and it will be a space one, and it will be pretty close to it. I could see it.
I mean, the space thing was a joke, but hey, anything is possible. It's always a lighthouse. That's what I've heard. So,
yeah. I mean, after what we saw in Infinite, like anything's possible. Fuck it.
Yeah. So yeah, like I think whatever the next BioShock game is, I think we'll at the very least get it teased. If not just outright like full trailer, like here's the crack, here's what's happening. See you in 2022, motherfuckers.
Shit, if they actually announce another BioShock, actually. Shit, yeah.
Cool.
Sorry.
I look forward to seeing that. We should all three of us hang out in Discord together because I feel like all of us is gonna lose our shit at least once this E3 over something. I think something's gonna happen that speaks to each one of us individually, where we're just gonna be like, lose control of our limbs, level of excited.
Yeah, join us, Foxes. Just in a Discord chat, watching it. But like one of us will host it.
I'm just sitting here thinking. I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of possibility for it, and it makes me anticipated and excited.
I like bringing anticipation and excitement to my friends. But for now, let's just skip all the way to Open Critic out here. What do you say? Guess what, everybody? Ratchet and Clank's out on Friday, next Friday. Go fucking play it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Actually, pumped that out kind of fast. I didn't expect that till next year.
Let's just. What you down for that, Mooney?
Well, skipping straight to head. Yes,
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Yes. No. You want to go to bed? Is that tired? A little bit tired there. Oh.
I want to do a lot of things right now. I'm crossing a couple of things right now.
Oh, okay. So, Open Critic head to
Rift Apart, huh? Yeah.
head.
Okay.
This is the game myself and Moody play every single week where we try to guess the Open Critic average of one upcoming game. Whoever guesses closest to the score gets 1 point. If you manage to guess the score correctly, you get 2 points. Last week, we tried to guess the Open Critic average of Necromunda Hired Gun, a game that is in Russell's Fantasy Critic team. Just throwing that out there for no reason at all.
Oh, yeah.
You got fucked. I guessed it would get a 72. Moody guessed it would get a 65. And the Open Critic average of Necromunda Hired Gun at the time of recording is 58. Ouch.
Oh.
I was tempted to go lower when I threw out 65. I was thinking I have no idea about this game, but I'm tempted.
I did say when we talked about it last week, I did say like Warhammer games can be all over the place. Like they can be up, they can be down. This one was down, at least as far as Open Critic's concerned. Hey, what do they know? If you go out there and play it, you might really like it.
Yeah,
I've heard that it's had some few issues, but I didn't know people were actually not really jazzed and or like happy about it.
I did not do well. That puts the current scores at Amy 8, Moody 10, Foxes 3, Keith 10, with 2 draws. For the sake of Moody's bladder, I will not go through all of the games. But what I will say is this week we are trying to guess the Open Critic average of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Fox says, what do you think the Open Critic average of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is going to be?
In all honesty, Ratchet and Clank has received so well from definitely so many of its fans, and also brings in new people with ease, quite a few times actually. I'm gonna go just right below. I'm gonna go 89. I want to hit 90, but I want to just hit it right below.
Moody, what do you think Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is going to get on Open Critic?
Why'd you go 89?
Why? That was what I was going to say. I was going to be like, it's getting 89, but I always go last in these games, and I'm starting to regret that decision.
Well, you can go next if you want.
Nah, you're right. I've got another number in my head. I'm curious to see how you go. Does he go up or down? That's the question. Is he going up or down from that? Higher or lower? That was a game show. What was that game show? Higher or lower? Price is Right, right?
Question. I think.
No, that's the card game. With,
Oh,
With,
Jesus. Yeah, that was a British thing.
yeah.
It wasn't an American thing.
yeah,
It was Michael
yeah.
Barrymore.
Yeah. Damn you, Fox.
What the hell was that? God, I've got to find out now.
Trying to think of a number while cross my legs is not a good thing, Foxes, you little bastard.
Roll some dice. It worked really well for me last year.
I ain't touching that. Do I go higher or do I go lower?
It's called Strike It Rich.
Six
Strike It
or
Lucky.
lower?
It was called Strike It Lucky.
Interesting.
But I think this game is getting a lot of people are hyped for this game, and I think it's going to tickle everyone's fancies.
A lot of Ratchet and Clank fans.
Yeah.
But remember,
La-
this
and
is
the last
open
one was-
critic head-to-head, not
Yeah.
open fan head-to-head.
The last one was extremely well received.
Yeah, I'm actually curious, but I'm going to have a look at that before.
I think it's a 92.
Oh, I don't think it's that high, is it? Really?
Yeah.
fuck.
so they're-
Could be.
the-
I don't know
the-
what the last
the
Ratchet and Clank-
remake Ratchet. And
Oh,
Clank
yeah,
or
it was the
whatever fuck
2016 one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I played that. I
So
tried
I guess
to
they
upload
didn't crank it out too fast. I see, like for some reason, I remember them talking about Ratchet Clank so much that it felt like that they just released.
I
one
tried to
of it, but
upload
no,
some
that's
footage
not.
of it. It's 86 on an
86.
open critic.
86.
92% on the critics.
Oh, that's what.
Top
I
92%
rated
recommended.
Yeah,
Okay.
top rated average is 96, and that's the one we go off.
At this point, Moody, I'm not the one holding you up to go to the toilet, though.
I know.
Like I would like to wrap this up. The pressure's
wanna go
on,
higher.
motherfucker.
No, I want to go higher.
You want to go higher?
You want to go higher? Do it.
I
Do
know
it.
I
Go higher.
I know
Do
I
it.
I
Do
know I
it. Do it. SSDs, Moody. Do it.
Load times.
Load times, Moody. Do it. Dual sense, Moody. Do it.
I said to myself, I should have gone higher with Mass Effect as well.
Better than it's gonna be better than Last of Us Part 2,
what
Moody.
did
Do
that
it.
get? What did the
Shitloads. Mass Effect Legendary Edition got like 93 or something.
Wow.
It's landed right now at an 88.
When
Wow.
when we did
when
it,
I
it was
dropped,
over
yeah.
90. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh, I got obliterated on that one. He took the high ground, so I went low and I got Anakin Skywalker.
92.
Yeah, I thought you were going with that. Actually, it's a good thing I guessed.
So like, there's a smart move for me here, right?
Yeah, to go in the middle.
To go
Go
lower.
in the middle or go lower.
To go lower, right? To stake the lower ground out because there's so many numbers down there. That would be the smart thing for me to do. There's two numbers in between you two. Like, and if I get the number wrong, I'm fucked. Like, but I'm not smart. Like, I'm not.
You're going 93.
100. No, I can do that.
The perfect game.
I'm just gonna slide in between you two. I'm gonna be like, sup, 91. Hi. We're all like just cramped on there, like, hello.
So like last time. With the,
Yeah, except I did it on purpose.
yeah, you were okay.
Yeah, last time you picked the number and then me and Foxes just sandwiched it. This time I've just intentionally become the filling in a admittedly very sexy sandwich. That's definitely going to do it for episode 259 of the Words of Our Games podcast. I don't know if we're going to be doing a podcast next week because I don't know if there's going to be a point, given that when we're going to come out will be Friday of E3. But we'll talk about
maybe
it.
doing an after wrap up.
Yeah,
Like of everything.
I think
that
I think skipping a week might be the best thing, but we'll talk about that off air. I was meant to message Moody, but I'm really lazy and also very forgetful. It's a killer combination. We'll talk about it, but if we're back, we're back. If we're not, we're not. We'll be live tweeting, I imagine, Or I'll be live tweeting my E3 experience as we watch it together in Discord. But for the sake of Moody's Bladder, all I'm going to say is say bye, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Jazz hands, I like it.